RP or a new Silverado 1500 for $389 per month for 36 months with $4,500 off MSRP. July savings are here at Hessert Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Visit HessertChevrolet.com today. Call 267-343-9094 for details.
Your way or no way at Hessert Chevrolet.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Slim down this summer with NJ Diet. You will lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's faster and safer than weight loss injections. Lose those extra pounds a safe and natural way without any shots. Get started at njdiet.com.
You're in hot water, mister.
What'd I do?
I told you months ago our utility bills were getting higher because of that old outdated tank water heater.
Maybe it's time we finally switch to a Navien tankless.
Learn about Navient's high-efficiency tankless water heaters, endless hot water, all while helping you save on your energy costs.
Hey, look at this. Our utility bill is lower since we got the Navien tankless water heater.
Who's in hot water now?
We are, all the time.
Learn more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Dan, I'm waiting to 50, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53.
Yeah, it's not Dom time yet.
54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
I said hello, Philadelphia!
It's noon. That means you can get your Donald Trump Jr. tickets, the Scottish Rite. As we told you on Friday, it's here. It's all set for business. It's working. It's in operation. All sorts of options, including letters to President Trump, the book that's included in your ticket. So go right now to 1210WPHT.com. Get your tickets. I don't know. I heard something of a pre-sale. People are already, Dan, banging on the doors over the weekend.
Yeah, it's a line around the corner.
And after Saturday night, Don Trump Jr. and the situation that developed here is beyond incredible. And we have all kinds of great people coming by. Scott Presler was there. He'll be coming up at 12:30. Dave McCormick was there. We hope to be speaking with him. And the best interview I saw the weekend was Jesse Waters. Sunday night with Corey Mills, the representative, the congressman who was formerly in the military, sharpshooter and the like. It was a brilliant situation. The RNC has begun under heavy security, and it looks like almost certainly that President Trump is going to be on stage tonight, and I believe announcing the VP choice on stage somehow or another. Maybe not tonight, maybe even this afternoon. We're on a roll here. Now, the theme, first of all, the breaking news is that the judge in the documents case has dismissed that case, dismissed the case entirely, claiming that the special prosecutor law in a 93-page decision is unconstitutional. Now, that's not going to stop Jack Smith. In fact, he's ratcheting up even more. But it's just another signal, because this is the case, if you remember, that any reasonable person would say was fraught with the most potential difficulty for President Trump. The documents case. It was the most straightforward. Now, that doesn't mean they were going to get a justified conviction. It just means it was the most straightforward. The other case is, the Atlanta case. There's no way. We saw how they cobbled together the New York case. And then the January 6th case, you'd have to get inside the mind of Trump and be able to prove that in court. Come on. So this is the case that they had the let's say this, the legitimate best shot at. Okay. Now, Dan, you know me. The first thing that I centered in on the weekend is this. What the hell is up with the Secret Service? That's the first thing.
It's bad.
It's not just, and we'll go through this today, allowing the sniper, I'm not even going to say alleged, the sniper who was taken out to be on that roof. But I looked at, it's a DEI thing, too. That one woman in particular trying to get the president off the stage.
Melissa McCarthy?
Yes, that's who it is. That's who it looked like. Is completely out of shape. She's not fit. I wouldn't put my life in the hands of someone like that. You got to be kidding me. I put up on Twitter the video of the agents surrounding Reagan when Reagan was shot, and just the size difference and just the speed at which they operated versus some of these agents. Now, look, if the Secret Service actually needs more resources, they're stretched thin because they're covering all these presidents, kids, and former this, that, and the other. And Dr. Jill Biden, I think one of the mistakes, Dr. Jill Biden was also in Pennsylvania around the same time this weekend. They had a detail there, and they said, well, Trump's only a candidate. My God, he's bigger than any of this stuff. There's more hatred. There's more polarity, more attention toward him. Oh, no, we're not going to make the decision to put enough resources in there. So now they're blaming the local police. And I'm not going to be one of the, see what happens often. My theme is, and I know some people on Twitter are thrilled to go the conspiracy route. They let Trump get shot at. Versus, this is what happens when incompetency is allowed to be let loose. And there are all kinds of levels of incompetency around this whole thing. And people were screaming he's on the roof. And apparently one cop went up. I don't understand. See, when you don't have a big enough security detail, communication is probably not quick enough. If everybody or most of them were Secret Service, they could have communicated quickly and got the president down on the stage. There's an active shooter. No one seems to know why the sniper did not take the first shot. Why did he wait? Now you could say, well, you got to clarify, we don't want to shoot an innocent person. Well, you could still shoot at him if that's what you want to do so that people get the president cleared. And then I love the shoes coming off. Now, Trump says that they hit him so hard his shoes came off. Maybe that was the case, trying to protect him and get him out of there. Of course, the image, the iconic image, is one of a Trump nose imagery, second to none. How do you get the flag in there, Trump holding it up, the bloody ear, the blood coming down on the side of his face? Don't believe this election is over, though, even though this is an incredible moment here. And the Biden people are really dispirited. It's still foot on the gas until Election Day. To that point, Scott Presler, Dan, I didn't have a chance. I'm looking at the Politics and Pints with Don Trump Jr. Says he has new Bucks County number. So we'll see that also. But we are witnessing here just a huge moment, a jam-packed news day. And again, the documents case being removed. Also removed today, Morning Joe. Now, they claimed, NBC, Dan, claimed that because Morning Joe has so many contributors, they were afraid one of the contributors might go off and say something unfortunate. No, I know exactly. They couldn't think of whether the hairdo, does have good hair, and or Mika Brzezinski might go off. Kind of like, and Scott Presler, Dan, has been the guy, I'm going to ask him about that at 12:30, and he was there at the Trump rally. He originally triggered this councilwoman from Upper Darby Township, Jess Baranis. She also may have been kicked out as the chief of staff of Representative Heather Boyd. Isn't that the woman that won on abortion in Upper Darby with Josh Shapiro, Heather Boyd. Jess Brandis on Facebook put up about the shooter.
Yes, it was.
Okay, there we go. Right. A for effort. A for effort. You tried. You tried to take him out, in other words. You get an A for effort. And then there was the Sunbury, and that's up in that area, Butler, I guess, that Presler wrote about, the firefighter or the fire chief in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. After the assassination attempt, he wrote on Facebook, "Too bad it didn't hit him square." Oh, my God. How in the world, when you're identifiable, particularly, if you don't have any decency, how in the world do you think you're going to get away with something like this? All right, so 855-839-1210. I still think the ongoing story from this, other than presidential politics, is the Secret Service. I have a timeline here of some of the scandals with the Secret Service over the last 10 or 15 years. It's gone downhill, and now it's a DEI factory. They want 30% of the agents to be females. And, Dan, one key thing, and I'm sure that's why when you were picked as executive producer, if anybody else was firing at me and they had to get me out of there, you provide, due to your height, a perfect cover.
Yeah, sure.
One of these agents is 5'4". How in the world do you take a 5'4", 5'5" agent to be the shield of the president of the United States? And Obama might be slightly taller than Trump, or at least the same height. How are you getting a 6'3", 6'2.5" man covered by a 5'4" agent? Right there, the insanity. Why do we do this? Because that's what the left, that's what progressives have unleashed. All right, so get your tickets. Remember, just oh man, Politics and Pints with Don Trump Jr. Talk Radio 1210. Go there rightnow.com and let me know. Give me a call when you've gotten your seat, because these are going to be going very quickly. It's July 30th at the Scottish Rite. Great spot over in South Jersey. All right. Got a good side question today, Dan. We were going to talk about walk-up music with Don Trump Jr. the other day. But I went back to one that people really like and I think fits the day, given everything that's going on. And that is some big event, and you witness it in real time. In other words, tell us you can remember where you were, your initial reaction to it. Mine would be when Reagan was shot, was certainly a moment. And my reaction is it didn't seem to be that serious as it turned out to be, because Reagan was joking. So now we have 3 times that a president had an assassination attempt, and the imagery or what they did during that survived were remarkable. Trump's is remarkable, Dan, but I don't know how you can beat Teddy Roosevelt. Roosevelt got shot in his upper left chest, and he had this steel bifocals case in there, but he had a 50-page speech, and it sort of deflected the bullet. He was bleeding. He went and gave the speech holding up the bullet holes in the paper. Now, I think Trump wanted to finish the speech. Can you imagine standing there doing the speech? Oh, my God. And Reagan was joking. I hope he's a Republican. Things like that, the surgeons and all. And Reagan was in much more serious condition than we knew at the time. How about you, an event?
And then balloon pop later where Reagan just shrugs it off.
Oh, yeah.
The event that I really remember is it was May 2nd, 2011, Dom. It's the death of Osama bin Laden.
Oh, yes.
I was in college at the time. I remember getting videos from my friend Justin, who was in West Virginia, where they layered couches in the middle of the street, lit them on fire, and were chanting USA, USA, because they were so happy that it happened. I just remember that event and it was very bonding, that event as well.
Yeah, I was called in. I was on at midnight. It was on a Sunday night. I was honored
tonight when I got the call around 11:15 to come in, because you may remember that morning I was on at about 8:45 or so on September 11th and went straight through with breaking developments that were unreal. And on all the years that I've done talk radio, I've never been involved in anything as surreal as that.
How did you know that's where I was going to go? Okay, yeah, exactly. It was a big
My
moment.
job, though.
Book that I would recommend to you, Michael Medved's. I was looking for it yesterday. I haven't found it yet. I read it a couple times now. God's Hand on America. And it's all these twists and turns where the assassin missed or where something happened that makes you believe. When Roosevelt came to his senses and didn't pick Henry Wallace to be his VP going into the fourth term and picked Harry Truman. Thank God. So that book is tremendous. And, of course, God's Hand is much in play with this. I think any number of people talking about that. Okay, coming up, I will play you, though, maybe the worst in the media. It might be a tie. The CNN woman who didn't like Trump saying fight, 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 or Skeletor. That's ABC's Martha Raddatz, singling out Republican rhetoric rather than just going, everybody's got to calm down. She's focused in on Republican rhetoric.
And I also have pulled down about 2 hours ago Fox News' Jessica Tarlov trying to blame Republicans as well.
Okay. And again, I'll try to distinguish as fairly as possible the difference between even Trump rhetoric and calling someone Hitler. That's why we never take Hitler as an answer to anything. Because you can't. It's an otherworldly
Oh, and the View starting to weigh in, and I have those clips
my
as well.
God. Yeah, Anna Navarro,
yeah.
I know, weighed in and made some news with gibberish. You got something already?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
let's
want,
see. Yeah.
Oh, you want it right now? Let me get.
Yeah.
I'll get that ready. Here's
Okay.
a little short clip of what we can expect to hear after the break. Come on. There's my computer. It's working now. There it is.
I hope that at some point in this country we do have a conversation about what is happening, because we can't just react when it is our side. What was this again? It was, a 20-year-old lone wolf, white, whack job with easy access to a gun. And we have to have a conversation about that, because it wasn't a drag queen. It wasn't an immigrant. It wasn't a pissed off liberal woman. This keeps happening. And we need to react not as left or right, not as Republicans or Democrats. We need to react as Americans.
Well, how about as Americans we react and say, stop calling Trump Hitler, or even better, that we have a competent Secret Service. I don't care their law enforcement. I don't care who screwed up here. They ought to have, Congress ought to be open today. Bring in this head of the Secret Service. Incompetency is what gets me crazy.
I love firing you up. I got another one for you. Sonny Austin, Don blaming SCOTUS.
Okay.
And so, but my guess is they're going to say the Secret Service screwed up. If there were other people with guns, and I think that gun ownership will probably, because of this event, go up in this country instead of going down, and that is my fear. I think we need to have an honest and real conversation about real gun control legislation.
Okay.
She did say that, but she also blames the SCOTUS later there, too.
Okay, yeah, they got to go to that. Why couldn't they talk about the Secret Service here? You know why? A woman heads it, a DEI candidate extraordinaire here. They don't want to touch that. That's why. All right, 855-839-1210. You can get on. We'll play you the Raddatz response yesterday and make the point that, yes, some of Trump's rhetoric, okay, we get that. But there's all the difference in the world between talking about cognitive disability or either side saying, well, the country's going to be really different if this guy wins or that, and saying Hitler, end of country. There is no way that you can. And the best on this was Bill Barr, of all people, who's not a Trump fan, the former Attorney General, Dan. He was the best commentator on this. You had something else?
I had something from Sonny.
Okay.
But rather than that, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have more of this rhetoric of, had there only been more good guys with guns, this may not have happened. And so...
Well, the Secret Service had guns.
They had guns.
Those are the good guys.
And so, but my guess is they're going to say the Secret Service screwed up, if there were other people with guns, and...
Yeah, if those individuals down below, Dan, had weapons outside the perimeter, they would have shot this guy. How do you screw up ought to be the question here, though. You know, after the imagery, the positive side of this, that's what the story is here. The Secret Service are screw-ups.
I'm just going to
in
exhaust
broad
all the
terms.
clips I got for the view because finally I got a Joy Behar one down.
Okay.
I just want to say, though, that this shooter, he was a registered Republican. He also donated $15 to Act Blue in 2021, which is an odd thing, but he was a Republican.
Of course, yeah. It's an odd thing, but he's a Republican. That's what we're going to say here. All right, 855-839-1210. You jump on board. Scott Presler at 1230.
Lack of accountability, Don, it kills me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we
okay.
hope to catch up with Dave McCormick, who has written about this for the Wall Street Journal and was there. And Corey Mills gave the best interview of the weekend, I thought, due to his expertise. And that's something that obviously pointed out. And I know the Republican conventions this week. I don't care, though. They ought to go back to Washington. They ought to subpoena, drag in this head of the Secret Service, put her under oath, 15 hours of testimony. Let's fix something. If they need more resources, that's legitimate money to spend. And by the way, the meanness of the Biden family, or Biden, RFK Jr. still doesn't have Secret Service protection. Is there anybody more likely that some yo-yo is going to take a shot at? I mean, given the family history, given everything else, how in the world can you not protect RFK Jr.? That's just insanity. Is it a question of money?
So
No.
earlier you mentioned that you don't think there's much conspiracy behind this, that you think
Right.
it's
Yeah.
primarily incompetency. But here you're talking about RFK not being given a detail. Trump in the past has requested stronger detail.
Right.
I'm curious your thoughts. Do you think there's intentional incompetence here on the part of the Biden administration to essentially assign the Trump campaign the worst of the worst and give him crap Secret Service representation so something like this could happen?
No. You know what there is? There is what they're going to go back on is saying we're following. See, this is it. It's the, well, Dan, I guess in a way, they're the getting even type of thing. In other words, they said she is the first lady. He's nothing. He's only a candidate. So if we have to choose between the two, we're going to put the regulars with her, which is insane. They will not admit, and this is just their
So I also have a friend
partisanship.
who's involved with the Marines, and he said the prior day previous to the assassination attempt, he was down in Washington himself because there was a big NATO summit that had a strong Secret Service representation for foreign leaders as well. So it's sad, but I think they probably prioritized foreign leaders. So Jill Biden, number one, foreign leaders, number two, and number 18 down on the bottom of the list, Donald Trump's rally.
Here's how I would put it if I were the Secret Service, okay? Looking at this, just think of the consequence if Trump is attacked. And thank God, not fatally. Just think of the consequence toward the country. Isn't that something you'd want to prevent if you're forward-thinking, trying to do the right thing? So, yeah, they may have not had the A-team there at all. But again, the coordination with the local police, you don't let somebody in that kind of perimeter in a straight shot format here. So it's their ideology coming in rather than, well, let's see if we can do something to Trump, that they did not have the resources there. And with RFK Jr., they're getting even. It's the Kennedy family and Biden saying, so what? So what if he's at risk? We're not going to give him Secret Service protection. And if they need more people, then it's not a question of more money. They need better people. A couple of those people on that stage, I wouldn't want just being anything near me. I don't think they ought to have a firearm, a couple of them. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. Jump on board and get your tickets right now. Don Trump Jr.
It's going to be an
coming
amazing
to town.
event, I cannot wait for
Yes,
this.
exactly. I mean, I saw the pre-sale even. I don't know how people were even getting in line over the weekend.
So I wanted to
Be
ask
ready
you,
to go.
I've wanted to ask you this all weekend.
Yes.
Last week we played a clip from Triggered, Donald Trump's podcast,
Yes.
Junior's podcast, where he jokes and says, if they wanted to assassination-proof the presidency, they'd make me Donald Trump's vice president.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I obviously. I don't think you'd think that Trump Jr. is actually going to be the VP, but I'm curious. Do you think this usurps the search for Donald Trump's VP?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, does this change things? Does this
Yes,
send
I
things
think
into
I
a flurry
said.
the week
I
before?
think,
Is he going to change his
I think
choice?
he could go with Burgum because of the unity thing, and I reject. I don't want Burgum, as you know. That would be the logical choice. I thought you said Don Trump Jr. would be VP, and then he messes up my whole event. That can't happen.
No, I just think it would be great if he was VP. Then he comes to the
He
event.
still
We got
has
the
to come
VP.
to
Yeah,
VP.
oh yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. We're still doing the event. Are you kidding me?
That's right. Well, that's true. We're still
turned into a town hall with the VP candidate.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, you're VP, you're president. Doesn't matter to me. You're signed to be July 30th.
Get your tickets now.
Get your
1210WPHT.com.
Scottish right.
It's going to be awesome.
1210WPHT.com. 1210WPHT.com. That's where you go. 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, based on yesterday's terrible events, I was going to delay my trip to Wisconsin and the Republican National Convention by 2 days, but have just decided that I cannot allow a shooter or potential assassin to force change to scheduling or anything else. Therefore, I will be leaving for Milwaukee as scheduled at 3:30 p.m. today. Thank you, DJT. So the show must go on.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
The federal judge overseeing Donald Trump's classified documents case in Florida dismisses the charges, finding the special counsel unauthorized to prosecute. The Secret Service is not changing its security plan at the RNC despite Saturday's assassination attempt. And today in Philly, the final city employees return to full-time in-person work.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
Do you have a property that you no longer want? Maybe you inherited the property. Maybe you're underwater in the property. Or maybe you're just a tired landlord, tired of dealing with tenants. Listen, I could buy those properties and I'll buy those properties fast. I can close in 2 weeks. I buy properties cash. My name is Larry Steinhaus. Give me a call at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I will personally answer the call. You can also visit EasyOutRealEstate.com. Hey, this is Larry Steinhaus from Investor Schooling. Did you know I have a radio show every Saturday from 1 to 3? It's called The Larry Steinhaus Show, and it's sponsored by Investor Schooling. On this show, you will learn things about finances and things about money that you never knew before. But even more of a reason to listen to this show is how much fun we have. If you haven't heard the banter between me, Omri, and Dr. Deb, you haven't heard the greatest show on earth. Listen to this show this Saturday at 1 o'clock right here on WPHT, and I promise you will learn something.
Right now might be the best time ever to upgrade your old, inefficient water heater to a state-of-the-art Bradford White Aerotherm heat pump water heater. It's eco-friendly, Energy Star certified for high efficiency, and will help lower your energy bills. Rebates and tax credits are now available that could save you thousands of dollars. How you heat your water matters. So ask your plumbing professional about the Bradford White Aerotherm heat pump water heater, or visit bradfordwhite.com to learn more.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet?
Not yet.
Do it today.
Okay.
At 1210 WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Don't forget the side question today. This big event, you saw it in real time, your emotion, what you were feeling, may not be political, may not be, it could be anything. This is one of the all-timers, and thanks to Dan, I wouldn't have known about it. I was in a bed and breakfast without TV.
Yeah, I had to send a Amish messenger to go knock on your door to get you this message.
Oh, in Gettysburg. Yeah. I got to say.
It was impressive.
And more over the course of this week.
Did they sing the telegram to you?
34 square mile battlefield. And the guy that was a guide was unbelievable. And what I liked is, Dan, he said it many times. He didn't know who was on that bus, that you got to look at Lee, General Lee, Robert E. Lee, and the time of his, what he was doing during that time. And the battlefield does honor him. There are all kinds of memorabilia, et cetera, there stretched across it. And he made that point in several different ways, which was exactly on point. Now,
how do your legs feel?
Oh, we weren't walking.
Oh,
it was
really?
a bus thing.
Oh, okay.
The heat in Gettysburg on top of Little Round Top and all that was
Did you do a ghost tour?
No, we didn't do the.
You didn't do the ghost tour. Father-in-law suggested you do a ghost tour.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, you were doing enough tours, huh?
Like even getting in the front door, you had to put a code in and then twist it a certain way.
What'd you do? An Airbnb?
Yeah. No, it's not Airbnb.
Oh, it's like a hotel.
Place.
Oh, okay,
Luke recommended. And we kind of got in a little trouble the first night because we weren't getting in the door and had to call somebody at 10 o'clock to let us in. Oh, my God.
Trying to break into someone's house.
That's exactly right. But and the motorcycle rally was in town.
Oh.
Like
you fit in well.
5,000.
Bring your leather chaps?
5,000 motorcyclists. Oh, my God. And it's only a small place, Gettysburg. You can imagine coming down the main circle.
Have you ever had a point in your life where you were the kind of guy that wanted a motorcycle?
No, that's insane. I'm just watching these guys drive.
I can see you riding one.
No.
Yeah?
You're putting your life into your hands every second.
Yeah, that's true. Driving around here with these false license plates.
Oh, not only that. What am I doing with the 2 feet? How am I braking it all?
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
With your hands.
All right, so here's Martha Raddatz, and we'll go to Scott Presler. Here's what Raddatz said yesterday, Dan. Well, you know what? It's a little long. Let's play this. Scott, we'll play it afterward. Scott Presler was there at the event, of course, and he'll give us an update on Bucks County numbers. Hope to talk with Dave McCormick, who has been all over the place. He's a military guy. He was on stage right near Trump when the shooting started. 855-839-1210.
How did your son or daughter do in school this year? These summer months is the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Prepare your student for back to school now. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2-to-1, allowing for students to deal with many disorders like high anxiety, social and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Help your students start strong. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's also what a lot of us lack in our basement or garage. By switching to a Navien tankless water heater, not only will you have all the hot water you need whenever you need it, but you'll gain storage area as well. Maybe a place to display your space collectibles. Highly logical. Learn about Navien's series of high-efficiency tankless water heaters and how they don't just save space, but save dollars on your utility bills too. For more, go to tanklessmadesimple.com.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7. And we guarantee, if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Tune in to Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Phil Cannella and Joanne Small. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210.
I am a father.
I am a mentor.
I am a wife. I am an artist.
I am a husband.
I am a friend.
I am a sports fan. I am your neighbor.
I am a member of your church.
I am.
I am. I am.
I am a police officer.
Support your local law enforcement officials. Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Fraternal Order of Police. Visit partnersinpublicsafety.com.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
We're stuck in a hot, sticky pattern. It will go to 98 today, 99, maybe 100 tomorrow. Only 96 on Wednesday, but storms should hit, allowing us to drop back into the 80s and less humidity on Wednesday.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
All right, Dom Giordano's show. You knew he would be there, right? We knew he would be there wherever the big action is. Our friend and now safe, Scott Presler, joins us here on the Dom Giordano program. Hey, Scott, welcome in. We knew you would be there, and very glad nothing went awry for you.
Thank you, Dom. Yeah, I just drove back from Pittsburgh. I was at the Butler Trump rally, and now I'm here in Milwaukee, just about to head over to the RNC convention to see Donald Trump become our official nominee this week as president of the United States.
Where were you, Scott, at that point, and what's your best reflection on all of it?
I am a forward-thinking guy. I don't want to dwell on negativity. I don't want to dwell on the past. What I want to see from Americans right now is I want to see unity. I want to see Americans coming together in love of country, love of patriotism, and ultimately I want everybody in Pennsylvania to understand the gravity of the situation, to register to vote at their current address, and especially I need every single resident of Butler County to come out this November and vote the right way. And let's show that Pennsylvania is above hate and we're moving towards love.
Well, that is the expression of President Trump. And, Scott, on Twitter, some people going after me because I like that Trump, I think he had invited it before the shooting, but even more after, invited Nikki Haley to speak. That's unity. He's not giving Nikki Haley the vice presidency or anything. Bringing her into the fold, though, and rewriting his speech for Thursday night is exactly a good thing, to your point.
Yes. Well, I think this is going to be an unprecedented RNC convention. 2016, we had members of the United States Senate that wouldn't even endorse Donald Trump at that moment. And then you have 2020, and we have the tragedy of COVID. And now, going into 2024, I think that we have an opportunity to have the most powerful and most united RNC convention the Republican Party has ever seen. And so what I'm asking from Republicans in this moment of time is let's leave all of the beefs quashed. Let's leave all egos aside, and we welcome every Nikki Haley supporter, every Governor DeSantis supporter, every libertarian. We welcome every person into the fold. Let's have a united Republican Party. Let's nominate President Trump officially as our nominee for the Republican Party for the President of the United States. And let's make a plan to get it done and finish the job on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024.
That's exactly right. Now, Scott, to that point, because this race is not over yet, despite all the wind at the back and all. Well, by the way, wind at the back, 8-hour drive, Pittsburgh to Milwaukee. How was the air conditioning? How's the air conditioning in your vehicle?
Well, we rented a car for this one.
Good. You deserve it, Scott.
So literally after the Butler rally yesterday, we registered hundreds of new voters. And you know what? I want to make it clear. This election is bringing out people that have never voted before. And for any person that says that we're not growing the tent, I saw it myself yesterday. I registered a Marine Corps veteran that was born in 1963. He has never voted ever.
Wow.
And he understands the urgency of this election. And so if you are listening right now and you live in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and you have never voted before, please, I want you right now listening to the Dom Giordano Show to go to pavoterservices.pa.gov, get out your driver's license, and I want you to register to vote online right now at this very second. And if you have any questions about registering to vote, then please slide into my DMs at Scott Pressler on X, SCOTTPRESLER, and I will personally help register you to vote so you can make your voice heard this November.
And to that, you teased it. I don't know if you were putting the air conditioning on or not at that point. We have the numbers for Pennsylvania again, right?
Yes. So we got the voter registration data today, and I know that you guys have been blowing up Dom Giordano's phone peacefully because every Monday we get voter data, and I'm very proud to announce exclusively, nobody else I've been on a radio show with yet, that we are 112 voters away from flipping Bucks County from blue to red. This is historic. This is unprecedented. 4 years ago, there were 15,000 more registered Democrats than Republicans, and now there are only 112. And further, Don, because this is really important, Luzerne County, Pennsylvania, the quote-unquote backyard of Joe Biden, but we all know that is phony baloney, that county is now 1,600 voters away from flipping to Republican. So we are on the verge, in the swing state of all swing states, from flipping 2 PA counties from blue to red 4 months before the presidential election. That is political power.
Exactly. Where are you going to be a week from today? Because we have to send champagne out there to Scott Pressler somewhere, because at the rate we're going, that's 169 by my count from last week. 112 will be broken down in Bucks County next Monday. We'll know.
Yes. You know, I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I will tell you, on the 21st, I believe I'll be in Venango. On the 22nd, I'll be in Luzerne County. On the 23rd, I'm going to Scranton to Lackawanna. And so this train is continuing to move, and I want to make it clear, it doesn't matter how much Joe Biden falters during his debates. It doesn't matter the weaponization of our government and everything else that makes it look like we're going to win this November. Do not take your feet off the pedal. I need every person working diligently every single day, registering voters, making sure that people have a plan. If they're not going to be able to be here on Election Day, request a mail-in ballot. And we need all hands peacefully on deck to make sure that we win this November. Do not let up for a second.
Tell us where to go for your app, Scott, for people to go. That's probably the best spot.
You can go to my app that you can write postcards, send text messages, and make phone calls from the comfort of your home is at Early Vote Action. That is the Early Vote Action app available on iPhone and Android. If you see value in the work that I'm doing and would like to support me financially, please go to earlyvoteaction.com, and we will be hiring at least 19 staffers, 19 full-time staffers across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, from Erie to Pittsburgh to center of the state where Penn State University is, to Scranton and Luzerne County, and finally to Bucks and to Southeast Pennsylvania. earlyvoteaction.com.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks very much for checking in.
Hey, thanks, Dom. You guys have a great week.
All right, Dan, down to 112 over in Bucks County. So 19 of his guys out there. Oh, my God. The state's too small for that. Those guys. Hey, have you voted yet? Rose said she took a bite out of a sandwich, looked this way to get a drink, and another one of his guys was trying to register at Mulligan's.
They're like Chinese lantern flies.
Yeah, exactly.
On my back porch.
So 112 to go to turn Bucks County on paper from blue to red. That's all it's going to take. And they're averaging about 150 to 175 flips a week. So next Monday around this time, we're going to report. That's a big deal. All right, 855-839-1210. You get on board. Now, here is Martha Raddatz yesterday. And again, I'll play what she says, and I'll try to distinguish the point I was making. Just a simple thing like the side question or mentions of anything. We don't say Hitler. What do you mean I want to say Hitler? Get out of here. We're not saying Hitler. There are certain things that are in a different realm.
Get him out. Get him out of here.
Yeah. So why continue to say this about Trump and not expect somebody to think I have to stop Hitler? Here's Martha Raddatz, though, rather than saying, can't we all calm down, blaming Republicans yesterday.
Right now, in some ways, this is a horrific symptom of the underlying division in this country. It certainly is, George, and I'm sure that will probably continue. We saw President Trump raise his right hand, as John just described, and we've seen those pictures. But we could also see him say what I believe was fight. That was his first instinct. And this is a country divided. This is a country, we saw the violence yesterday, the horrific violence yesterday. And we've seen it in places. And we've also seen this morning, we've heard President Trump say he wants the country to come together, to be united. But others are directly pointing the finger at President Biden with, of course, no evidence that he incited this or had anything to do with this assassination attempt. We heard J.D. Vance, Senator J.D. Vance, who is one of the leading picks for vice president, in a tweet say, this is not just some isolated incident. The central premise of the Biden campaign is that President Donald Trump is an authoritarian fascist who must be stopped at all costs. That rhetoric led directly to President Trump's attempted assassination. Again, there is no evidence of that. We do not know the motive of that shooter at this point. And others also, Vivek Ramaswamy saying President Biden's ritual condemnation of political violence are insufficient. No amount of verbiage today changes the toxic national climate that led to this tragedy, saying that Trump's safety is nothing short of an act of God. And I think you'll see a lot of supporters thinking the same thing. And also, George, we have to point out, no matter who the shooter, what the shooter's motives were, no matter who the shooter is, you are going to hear conspiracy theories going forward.
All righty, Martha Raddatz there. Here's the difference. Again, it's the Hitler part, which is much different. Even rhetoric on either side saying, what bad shape the country is, it'll fundamentally change. That's much different than saying you won't have the Constitution anymore. You'll have Hitler. And there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. In fact, they said they were going to run on the 2 Ds, Dobbs and democracy, meaning you won't have democracy anymore, as a consistent theme enunciated even by Biden. That's a big difference. Now, I think it's a mistake to get inside the mind of these lunatics and to start looking, oh, he contributed over here, he did this over here, all right? Sometimes there's a clear pattern, but again, these are disturbed people that should have been intervened. And I always believe that will come out, the bomb-making materials in the house, in his car, that kind of thing. But the premise that's out there, this election is about stopping Hitler, is unprecedented. You can go back and you're not going to see anything like that. Who's it coming up, Dan?
No, I was just pointing out cut 10 if you wanted to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Also, J.D. Vance, I saw this a little while ago on Twitter that there was a law enforcement around his house is seen leaving his Ohio house in a motorcade.
So yesterday there was 3 big black SUVs that went to his house, and he took a call. And then today, the SUVs and a motorcade drove out of his property in Ohio on the way to...
Would Trump tell him yesterday, though? I don't know about that. But
I mean, with what just happened, is it not pertinent to protect the VP choice, though?
Yeah, sure. But I don't know it'd be that much of a giveaway, Dan. They might have sent it to everybody's house then.
Good point.
You know, the Borowski residents. We're throwing them off the track. You know, that Borowski. I like a tall guy. Next time, you know, something happens, I need a tall guy there.
Maybe JD just bought 4, Chevrolets to look really cool or something.
Yeah. Well, we know who the architect of that is, Don Trump Jr. Have you gotten your tickets yet? I'm watching the big board here as they're selling, and this is going to be, it's going to be a fabulous event on July 30th. Scottish Rite, if you haven't been, is incredible, and we will have so much to build up by then. So get your tickets now. 855-839-1210. Where do they go, Dan, to get their tickets?
1210WPHT.com.
1210WPHT.com. You know, get your group together, but I'd say do it before the end of the show and get those seats, be ready to go. The meet and greet particularly is going to be a really interesting event. This is on the level or beyond, well, given the events of the weekend, it's beyond Nick Foles. He won the Super Bowl. I still think it's going to be beyond. All right.
You got a presidential candidate's son in a presidential season.
After
much
all
as I
this,
love
right,
the god Nick Foles, I think this might be bigger.
If he asks me to play basketball, I will, and defeat him, of course. Nick Foles did, and we couldn't accommodate that. Yeah, so he's 6'6" and pretty good player.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
So what? Yeah.
Hey, get ready for
How about a one-on-one basketball game against Don Trump Jr. or pickleball? We can set up a pickleball court on stage.
Okay, I'd rather play basketball.
Yeah?
To be honest.
You think he's good at basketball?
Yeah. Let's. Let me go to you, Dan. Here on. Okay. Let me tell you about this. Get ready for a gift from Rescue Natural Supplements. It's our Christmas in July sale. That's right. The season of giving is making a summer comeback with huge savings. That means all health supplements will be slashed up to 50, 60, even 70% off site-wide. Treat yourself with savings over heart-healthy omega-3s, pain-relieving anti-inflammatories, natural immunity boosters, and a lot more to order. Call 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a Rescue product consultant or shop online at res-q.com. res-q.com. Again, don't miss Rescue's Christmas in July sale. Shop savings up to 70% off all natural solutions for your highs and lows, high blood pressure or cholesterol, to low energy or testosterone. Rescue has you covered. Hurry on over, unwrap the joy of a healthier you. res-q.com.
Hi, Stephanie from Emmons. Are you not loving your bathroom? Is the King's Throne looking a little outdated and run down? Let Emmons Design Specialists design a bathroom that you will love and one that Emmons will redo in as little as 1 day. An affordable, maintenance-free bathroom with little to no inconvenience to you and your family. With finance options available, there's really only one problem. Your bathroom will be so nice, your king may never want to come out. Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or visit us on our website at callemmons.com.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, we are offering to qualified buyers a maximum discount of $13,176. This offer is good on all 2024 XC90s in stock. $13,176. Plus, the Cherry Hill Volvo 2024 model year sell down. Pricing and attention to detail here is not to be missed. Volvo should be on your shopping list now. This is the time to purchase from Cherry Hill Volvo.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Philadelphia? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Philadelphia for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. Philadelphia is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Philadelphia and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better.
You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge.
Oh, you people are wonderful.
Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
Why shop at Gerhardt's Appliances? Since 1945, we've been the local appliance store known for our package deals, exclusive rebates, and personalized customer service. We have laundry pairs starting at $8.99, 4-piece stainless steel kitchen packages from $14.99, and free local shipping over $3.99. We service what we sell. We give back to our community and yours. So shop small and save big. Gerhardt's Appliances, the heart of Philly's kitchen for over 75 years.
Now that it's sizzling out, is your AC fizzling out? Beat the heat with Horizon Services. Upgrade that old unit for 0 down and 0% interest and get up to a 12-year warranty on a new HVAC system. Plus, save up to $3,500 in free upgrades and rebates when you schedule your free estimate. Same-day service, expert technicians, and a job done right the first time. Need service today? Visit horizonservices.com and Horizon is on the way.
Yo, Roy is Ford. What? We know your favorite station is 1210 WPHT.
All right, it is Dom Giordano's show. Welcome in. You heard Scott Presler, and that's been the theme of President Trump. Now, I know the Nikki Haley thing is hard to swallow. He's giving her a short speech role. It's not going to be the VP or anything like that. And that's going to be the emphasis of his speech. And look, as a strategy, could it be any better? That's what Trump is doing here. All right, so we're monitoring J.D. Vance. Could be the VP choice. I thought maybe with this unity situation, but Dan, would Vance have put out that tweet if he didn't feel pretty comfortable with Trump? That tweet was accurate, but not in concert with what Trump was saying about unity at that point. It's accurate, though, what he's saying, that, hey, it's all the difference in the world, Skeletor, saying Hitler versus cognitive decline in the back and forth. This is unprecedented.
Okay, so let me pose it to you this way, because for the longest time I've been saying that there needs to be some ice to Donald Trump's fire. So I was saying Dr. Ben Carson might be somebody, and I suggested maybe Doug Burgum could be that. But do you think the campaign's now kind of reconsidered and thought, hey, with this, we now have the opportunity to turn Trump into that ice candidate, that sympathetic, that candidate that relates via love.
Okay.
And J.D. Vance can now step forward as the aggressive fire that Trump is passing the mantle to.
Yeah, I see that. In fact, the images of Trump when he's vulnerable, mugshot, things of this nature. Politico's got a big piece today. Makes the point, these are the images that have driven people to contribute. The contributions after this over the weekend were unbelievable. All right, so Sean Parnell is in, Dan?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Jim Worthington is.
Oh, Jim Worthington will be with us. He heads up the Pennsylvania delegation from the Newtown Athletic Club. We're working on Sean Parnell, who is leading the charge for Trump. Captain Parnell, remember him. He was there at the shooting, big-time combat veteran, Dave McCormick, too. One of them will get on to break down what they saw going on here. But the idea that I still always stick with incompetency more than anything. And this is to Dan's point, it's incompetency mixed in with we're not going to take the highest precaution, I'll say it that way, Dan, to protect Trump. Because the threat toward Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, is much more minimal than the threat to a former president. Well, he's just a candidate now. No. He's a former president, one of the figures in American history that is polarizing on one side or another. He deserves the maximum protection, and not the B team, but the A team, if you're serious about protecting. And RFK Jr. deserves to have a Secret Service detail. Is there any doubt about that? All right. And your calls, we're coming to you at 855-839-1210.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month, a savings of nearly $300 a year.
Whether you need a $100,000 policy or a $10 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable same-day coverage with no medical exam.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-637-9116. That's 1-800-637-9116. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-637-9116. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. We're halfway through July. Have you been putting off that family vacation because the economy's tough? Well, don't forgo the summer vacation. It's important to make family memories, and it's not too late. The Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey makes getting away affordable and possible. The Grand offers you all the conveniences of a shore home with all the amenities of a full-service resort. For example, you can visit Hemingway's restaurant that's on site, and they serve the most incredible food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you want to just make the kids a PB&J sandwich, the Grand offers guest rooms, suites, and townhomes equipped with a kitchenette where you can just make the kids a sandwich. The Grand also has 2 huge heated pools, one outdoor and one indoor. You know, my kids love their pool, and they have an arcade, so if it rains, the kids still have something to do. I'm telling you, the Grand is my happy place for a reason. Book today, you won't be disappointed. And always book directly with them for the best rates. Book your stay by calling 800-257-8550 or grandhotelcapemay.com.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
Okay, it is Dom time. Coming to your calls, 855-839-1210. Thrilled already, Dan, with people going to 1210WPHT.com to get their tickets for July 30th with Don Trump Jr. By the way, with the tickets, you get letters to Trump. What people sent to President Trump is kind of that giant coffee table book. So this is going to be a spectacular night. The convention is underway. You may be in the camp that says, no, I don't want to talk about unity or any of that stuff that we heard here. I get that. The issue is, though, this is a moment that Trump is seizing, and he's not going to let the convention, some speaker, because you know what the media will do. They'll grab onto one isolated speaker who gets a bit fiery. And what's the upside of that versus the role that's on right now? All right, and we'll see if the Congress, Comer and the others, again, I don't care about any convention. How many people does it take? Bring that Secret Service head in now. Here is Bill Barr, though. Now, Bill Barr, we know the antagonism between Barr and Trump, former Attorney General. But Bill Barr over the weekend he was on with Jesse, I believe, talked about the demonization of Trump and how what I've been saying, making him other, Hitler and the like, is so much different and so much more out of bounds than anything that we've seen. Dan, well, here's Bill Barr. I want to play the Barr cut. Yeah.
What was bothering me was that the thrust of the Democratic narrative for this election year had become that Truss was a mortal danger to our democracy. And if he wins, the country's going away. And when you take that position, that is an apocalyptic and hysterical position that's bound to lead to, violence eventually.
Do you see the
Democrats
Democrats,
that with the personal demonization?
Mr. Attorney General, do you see the Democrats scaling back that language? Because that, as you said, was the cornerstone of Biden's reelection strategy.
Right, and the sentiments expressed by the president in his remarks just now were very noble, and I hope they follow them, because if they believe it, they will scale back the rhetoric. And what he said about differences in policy, fine. You can attack your adversaries, you can attack their character and their policies and so forth, but they demonized him, calling him Adolf Hitler, a racist, and a fascist and so forth. It's ridiculous. He's not the threat to democracy that they're portraying. He was president for 4 years, and he carried out excellent policies, and it was all done lawfully.
All right, there you go. So even calling him a racist, that's within boundaries. You can call somebody a racist in this. It's the Hitler thing that everybody knows. And Hitler means, well, this is 1932, Nazi Germany. You're not going to have a country. You got to stop them. That's what all this has been about. Now, getting inside, that's why there's fear of voting shenanigans. People are thinking, well, I got to stop this. I'm in a swing state. I'll do X because Trump's got to be stopped, and I'm not going to go to jail. I'll be celebrated as a hero. I wouldn't say we have any sense of it with somebody like the shooter, because when you get to this level of taking this type of action, getting inside that mind is almost impossible to ascribe various things to it. But he's right about the broader point. Are they going to stop it with this stuff? And the answer is they're not. They're going to let it try to blow over. But imagine how unprecedented this is, how embarrassing it should be that the flagship, if you will, show of MSNBC, of NBC, was taken off today. I didn't see word of whether it'll be on tomorrow. And then they try to skate out of it by saying, well, they have 24 contributors, and we're not sure the contributors might say something that would be inappropriate. No, it's Morning Joe and Mika Brzezinski. Have we finally arrived where somebody in the media realizes the damage these two might inflict if they had been on the air this morning? They're paid millions of dollars a year each. They're in the mainstream NBC News of mainstream, and they can't be trusted over the course of, what are they on, 2 or 3 hours? 3 hours, I guess, right? To act appropriately enough that they actually took, you know how bad that looks? That would be like taking one of the hosts off here. We can't trust them. Can't have them on, that they'll act appropriately in this.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And they're not doing commentary like we are. They got all kinds of people and all. Well, then, tell us which one of the 12 or 24 contributors do they have? Maybe you don't put them on. No one would notice. No, they know these two are that toxic, that crazed, that they would say stuff that couldn't be defended. But I never remember that happening. I don't remember it happening in a moment like this, that they couldn't be trusted. So you're seeing a turnaround here. I'm not saying NBC's doing it out of benevolence to Trump. They're doing it out of self-interest that they can't trust these people. All right, and I wonder if people are okay with the unity theme from Trump. That doesn't mean he's not going to go after them on policies. It doesn't mean there's not going to be pushback. But just think like Trump in that position. It's smart. It is exactly what you ought to be doing. And I'm not saying he's a changed man because he was shot and hit and how close you come to death. Nobody knows that. But I am saying that this is exactly what he should be doing at this moment. And that's what this convention should do. And if any big mouth gets up there and they want their 15 minutes and they go wild, then I'm going to say they are. You're not just going to have slobber coming down. Oh, did you hear that? That's great. That's what we want. Something crazy. No. You got them on the ropes. That's where discipline comes in here. Trump said, I prepared an extremely tough speech, really good all about the corrupt, horrible administration, but I just threw it away. There'll be another speech on Thursday. Not only that, he's ginning up excitement over the speech versus the usual stuff. And, of course, the added factor, Dan, he's got the mixed martial arts guy introducing him with the bandage on. Yesterday he played golf, too. That was exactly the right move. Now, allegedly, he sank a 20-foot putter.
Come on.
A 20-foot putter with a lot of break. Dan, it wouldn't matter to you. But when you have a putt that long with a lot of break, it's really hard to calculate. And he allegedly said the only difference between the shooter and me is I don't miss when he made the putt. Now, whether he said that or not, I don't know. But Monday night is Make America Wealthy once again. Tuesday night, Make America Safe once again. Wednesday, Make America Strong once again, and Make America Great once again on Thursday. Thank God we would have run out for the fifth night. But I like that. The theme of each night is exactly what people pick up on. All right, let me go to Bo in Levittown. He's in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Bo, good afternoon.
Hey, Dom. First of all, I want to say, I was already in a bad mood because of the Pennsylvania budget. And then when I heard what happened, the president Trump, I was initially shocked. Then I became angry. And then, thank God, I became relieved after I knew he was okay. And then I became upset again when I found out that gentleman giving his life for his daughter and his wife, got killed. So, I mean, all in all, I could say I'm pretty upset about it. President Trump's handled it well. From that standpoint, the thing that gets to me, and it's because of your show, there's certain words that trigger me, Dom, and one's a phrase. The first one is no evidence. I want J.D. Vance, when he's elected vice president, to go on that show and bring a big box and say, when George says, what's this? He goes, George, this is evidence. So that's one of the phrases you always trigger me on when George Stephanopoulos and Martha Raddatz say no evidence. The other one is decency, which the president used in his speech.
By the way, I count.
The dean of decency.
You lead me to that, the dean of decency. Now, every other representative that I can find, even Chrissy Hoyhan, who's a Democrat, has said the right things: violence, political violence, anti. The dean of stinking decency, though, didn't have the decency to tweet out anything, Bo, or her comrade in arms, so to speak, Mary Gay Scanlon. Neither one of them think they should comment, at least as of this morning, on this.
Decency.
And as President Biden says, we're going to settle this at the battle box.
Yes.
Now, how come they weren't freaking out when President Biden used his battle, and then President Trump, who practically got assassinated, holds his fist up and goes fight, 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 which doesn't mean fight, fight, fight and cause a civil war, but to go out there, perform your civic duty, vote on the issues, vote on the policy, and move on. They always got to find an angle. And will be interesting to me, and maybe you should start a pool on the station to see how long it takes before they start using their rhetoric again, like Hitler and threat to democracy. And that's the other thing. That's another trigger word for me, democracy, because as you state often, we're a constitutional.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Yes.
All right. What are we talking about?
Bo, who's your what's your event that you remember in real time?
My event, and I hate to say it, I'd have to break out the faded Polaroids, but my father purchased for my brother, me, and my dad. We went to the first game at the Vet. And that was memorable. And my dad and my daughter, for this past Father's Day, bought me a shirt. It says the vet. It has the dates on it, and then it says Pride, Pretzels, and Prisons. And on the back, it has all the wonderful Phillies that played during that era. I think it was 1971 through 2003. So I remember going to one of the games at Connie Mack before they closed, and then my dad getting us tickets for the first game.
That
at the
is
vet.
a great one. Thank you, Bo. Yeah, the opening of the vet, which was seen, Dan, back then. If you can imagine those cookie-cutter stadiums, Three Rivers, the vet, who else did one? There were like 4 or 5 of them. And particularly playing football on that. But people thought, oh, this is wonderful. Look at the modern stadium, right? Versus Citibank, which is really hard to beat of every aspect that's in there. All right, 855-839-1210. Here's a little montage Dan has put together or found of leftist mainstream media decrying violent behavior.
Sorry, this is actually them fueling violent behavior.
Fueling violent behavior.
Yeah, no, this is leading up. And
right.
the reason why I pulled it is I'm so
Hitler, right.
Yeah, going back to Lenny, I'm so annoyed that there's just a complete lack of accountability being taken by media members and people on the left for hateful rhetoric that led to an assassination. Meanwhile, trying to call out Trump for his rhetoric and trying to say January 6th, what he incited led to that, but then completely refusing to even accept responsibility for saying things like,
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized up to the right.
I thought you should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
Kathy Griffin with the Trump head in her hand.
I have thought an awful
Madonna.
lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service.
Goes on for another 2 minutes or so, I mean.
Yeah. Well, but Bill Barr put it the best over the weekend. He was right on the money. When you say Hitler repeatedly, and you mean the end of the Constitution, the end of the country, then there's an equal sign. This is not something a few steps removed. You must do something to stop that. That's much different. Even the worst critique of Biden's character or anything like that versus Hitler repeatedly. Dobbs and democracy. Hitler. Immunity clause. Now Hitler can be on the run. You know, whether you're silly like these women on The View or not. Now, ascribing that, though, to this shooter yesterday, I know I'm on safer ground where I go immediately, Dan, because I can't get inside of the mind of these people that should have been stopped a long time ago. I know there's only one thing to do, competency. And the big story out of this is a screw-up that is of unprecedented level with the Secret Service.
Yeah.
That's what Biden should have done. And if he really wanted to make an impact and maybe help himself politically, fire the head of the FBI, the Secret Service today, take the weekend, clarify what happened there, and fire a bunch more. Fire a bunch more of them. And even ask, are these the best that we have? That would be, Democrat Party. My God. That woman who's not Megan McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy?
Melissa McCarthy on the stage trying to help Trump off. Fire her.
Mall cop.
Yeah, that might have had some impact for people to say, you're really serious. When you can't have the Secret Service, the only group that the progressives have not tarnished yet, to the best of my knowledge, are Navy SEALs. What is left that they haven't gotten their hands around that they've started to diminish it? The best and the brightest.
Can I pose one open question to a listener?
Yeah.
A particular listener. His
Right.
name's Jake, Mr. Tapper.
Yeah.
I know you do listen to the show. So yesterday and Saturday, you were on CNN. I was watching you essentially say that, this is horrible. The rhetoric has led to this.
Mm-hmm.
He's pointed out both from the left and the right. But here's some Jake Tapper. And I got to ask, Jake, if you think this is true, and your mindset behind this is, hey, this guy is actually this bad, would that not make you supportive of an assassination attempt? And if not, I got a question. Where is this mindset coming from? Who's writing the script? And is that person who's writing the script trying to make these comparisons, do they support this assassination attempt? Take a listen, Dom. Here's some Jake Tapper.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. Donald Trump, a couple times over the weekend, referred to immigrants from South America, Africa, and Asia. He did not mention Europe. South America, Africa, and Asia as, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which it's not hyperbole. That does very directly echo Adolf Hitler's language before World War II. To open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
So I just asked, Jake, if you are listening, do the right thing and at least apologize and accept some accountability for what you did, and moving forward, learn from it and don't fall back into this, because it's only going to be a week. Next week after the convention, they're going to fall back into this hatred, and you know it, and there's nothing that's going to change.
All right, 855-839-1210. That will get you in and hit us, as we just heard from Bo. Some event in real time, that's the side question today, that you remember that really had an impact on whatever your emotion was at that point. It could be something like the opening of the vet, or a political thing, or something major. So we have to bring you a couple more people today that were there. We're working on them, and what it was like on the scene and their thoughts as they go forward. Dave McCormick was there. He's out there all over the place. And Bob Casey Jr. hasn't said a whole lot. This Madeline Dean, though, even though she seems to be a bit player, she's just
decency.
Just the worst form of hack. But she's in a safe district. The crazies out there in Montgomery County. She doesn't tweet out anything on this. Even political violence must stop, or whatever, or we don't, nothing. At least Chrissy Houlihan, for example, did. Susan Wild, people like that. That's because she's upset. She sees what this means, how limiting things are for President Biden at this point. And she sees Trump taking the high road, which is exactly what you want. You don't want this convention now to move away from the moment of what the other side has been about. Not let them, like Martha Raddatz, talk about parity here again. No. That's not where we're going. 855-839-1210. You get in on Talk Radio 1210.
All this week, Rich Zeoli is at the center of the political universe in Milwaukee and the Republican National Convention. Listen this afternoon, 3 till 7, for live coverage of breaking news, the inside scoop from top political experts, what's happening on the convention floor, and the issues that matter most to you.
We cannot win this re-election. We can only re-elect Donald Trump.
Bring it on. Let's go, Joe. Bring it on. Rich Zeoli live from the Republican National Convention. Afternoons 3 till 7 this week. Only on Talk Radio 1210. WPHT and on the free Odyssey app.
Cancer, a scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
We buy any car. Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself can be, well, you know.
Okay, I'll give you half now.
And?
No, and just half.
What? Avoid the hassle. Come to We Buy Any Car instead. Get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price.
Yeah, I can't do half. I could probably bump it up to like 50%.
Just go.
Okay.
Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. We may be able to significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. Taxpayers should know. Huge savings are now being made available through the Fresh Start program that can drastically reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. Even if you haven't filed your taxes in years or are facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or under audit, we can help. We've earned over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today. To see what savings you may qualify for, visit us online at TRA.com or call us at 800-511-0379, 800-511-0379. Again, that's 800-511-0379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Free speech lives here with Rich Zioli. Afternoons 3 till 7. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT. WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. One update that I think is important, even with all the big breaking news every second here, it seems like, including this huge news, but back burner, considering what we're still breaking down, that the documents case has been thrown out as unconstitutional by the judge, meaning the special prosecutor tagged in for that. Now, that'll be appealed. But this all adds up. See, it's all incremental. Judge Marchand, the sentencing and all, given all that's going on here, is going to be very, very difficult on him. He was never Senate confirmed the special counsel. That's one of the reasons in a 93-page opinion it was put out. But I gave Dan something this morning that we'll play maybe tomorrow, depending. Fox 29 again, Dan, great report, Claudia Vargas. And the report is that the police, I wanted you to know that Krasner last week, you saw what he did to the Fitzgerald family. He's not getting away with it, though, that the police are setting up the battle with him. Dan, as I understand it, you were looking at it, that Vargas reporting they've set up a special police review of the people that are exonerated by Krasner. You know, that nonsense.
Yep.
And that several of them, according to this, the police say, were duly, absolutely the people that should be charged in this manner.
Unsurprising.
Yeah, so, Krasner has got to realize it's a new sheriff in town. Now, some people say, well, why don't we just stop? All right, this is not an easy thing. He's one of the all-time difficult ones in the progressive circles here. Here's a little bit from Claudia Vargas about what this is all about, a special unit of the police that reviews the people he exonerates, and they're ready to prove They were exactly the people that should have been charged in those cases.
Yeah, Johnny, well, this new unit is a change from earlier this year when police officials told us that out of dozens of exonerations, they had only reinvestigated one, and that was because of the NBC 10 true crime series, Who Killed Barbara Jean. Now, the department says they want all the case files from the DA's office in order to determine who the killers are in those other murders.
This is the first and only time that I've been here, and I was trying to make some kind of reasoning where it happened and how it happened.
Mary Flomo's husband, Philadelphia police officer Terrence Flomo, was shot and killed near the corner of 20th and Cecil B. Moore in 2005. Weeks after the murder, police arrested William Johnson and Mumin Slaughter for the crime. Both were convicted of third-degree murder. You thought you had justice initially when the two men were convicted?
Yes, because the DA's office, the police department, lawyers, all kinds of people said that they were the ones. And now, 18 and a half years later, they're exonerated.
Johnson and Slaughter were both released from custody within the last year. Their convictions were overturned, and the district attorney's office declined to retry them.
Now, there are principles of double jeopardy that say you get one trial, and you only get a second trial under certain circumstances. Sometimes it's just done.
District Attorney Larry Krasner says prosecutors in his office found letters from a witness in the Flomo case saying she was forced to give a false statement identifying Johnson and Slaughter. The letters were sent to prosecutors at the time, but never presented to the court or defense.
All right, Dan, I think we got enough here. So the police department is not going to be doing as they did with Outlaw and Kenny and just taking this and everybody's exonerated. By the way, I'm watching an update here. I can't imagine we'll have it during the show, but that the VP we know is going to be sometime before tonight is going to be announced. The only thing we see is J.D. Vance with a security detail that a U.S. senator would not have, headed to the airport to go to Milwaukee. So it's starting to rise. I haven't seen the predict markets or the buying markets, Dan, whether J.D. Vance is rising on that.
Yeah, so Martha McCallum also writes, Burgum, Vance, Rubio, Youngkin are all in Milwaukee. We are hearing that they're still awaiting President Trump's tap on the shoulder. Apprentice vibes, anyone? She writes.
Yeah, he's going to tonight be on stage, maybe to leak out this afternoon or more hints on it. Again, I'm betting, Dan, that Trump is not going to do. See, when it comes to stuff like this, he's very disciplined. He's not going to say, I surprise you. Come on out, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Come on out, Tulsi Gabbard. And more, I look, it maybe puts me on the wrong side with some people, Dan. I think you're okay with that. I still don't see Tim Scott. I really don't want Tim Scott. I don't see that as
boring and nerdy, but
ponderous kind of. And Burgum, I don't know what Trump's seeing there. Rubio, I get what he would do. I don't think Trump trusts him, though, in the end. And J.D. Vance, there's a lot to like, but there's going to be a lot of battles with him, too.
So don't get me wrong. I think this conversation is completely appropriate because we need to determine who the VP is. But does it still matter? Does Trump, do you think Trump still has to worry about his VP with the implications on the race, or do you think he just has such an easy cakewalk to the finish line at this point?
No, I think he's trying to send a message. Well, look, anybody in his spot not only wants to win now, they want a landslide, somewhat as a mandate to get started. Yeah, not only that, for history, you want to be landslide Donald Trump coming off this. Yeah, the wind's at his back. There's a lot. I think now that my prediction that Biden is going to be the nominee is set in stone. They don't want to deal with this in the middle of this. If I were the Democrats, though, Dan, there's no shot with Biden. You throw Kamala Harris in there, hoping you catch fire in some weird kind of way, which is almost impossible to believe. But Biden, what does he have to offer at this point in time? There's nothing that I can see.
I mean, if you think that it's going to be a landslide no matter what, Biden's just a stooge at this point, that you let his reputation get ruined. He loses the election, and you don't, put up Gavin, you don't put up Kamala, you don't put up Josh Shapiro and have them embarrassed on a national stage moving forward.
Well,
essentially what I'm saying is you keep Biden in there for the sole aspect of let the guy get embarrassed, Democrats think, because we don't want to embarrass somebody else and hurt our future.
Well, they're not going to pick Kamala Harris, and if her only shot is to go for it now, I think she would know that. She couldn't even get into the primary the last time. And she's going to hold off Newsom and Josh Shapiro and people like that in 28? No way. So if I were advising her, you got to. Hey,
Kamala's like, I don't care if I made an embarrassment. This is my only shot.
You got to go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's the first thing you have to lose, embarrassment. If you care about embarrassment, you're not going to be doing
I feel
this.
like if you're a political candidate and you're embarrassed, if you spell potato the wrong way, you're screwed.
Well, yeah, but you know what? When the shot's there, you take the shot. 855-839-1210. You get on board. The Krasner thing is good news here, that there's a counterbalance. And we'll return to that once all this simmers down. Don't forget, though, Don Trump Jr., could it be any better? Coming our way July 30th. If you have not been to the Scottish Rite, it is a great facility in Collingswood, just over the bridge, great park, everything's there. And you get to book Letters with Trump. All right. Not sure of the signings, and I'll let you know if there's going to be any autographing or any of that done. But get your seats now. Dan and I are looking at the charts. They're filling up. There's VIP seats. Go to 1210WPHT.com. There's a meet and greet that night, which is going to be fabulous behind the scenes with Don Trump Jr. And then he and I, for an hour and 15 minutes, we're committed to, Dan. Already started to take to the mattresses, preliminary questions. I have a feeling I won't get in a word edgewise, but that's okay.
Yeah. It's like, you just ask one question, then just step aside.
Yeah, exactly, yes. There might be some vodka on stage. Who knows? All right, so 1210WPHT.com. That's where you go. There will be a White House briefing on, I guess, the Secret Service now. Just beyond disgraceful. What's left in America that we have faith in? It's just utter, sheer, the best and the brightest competency. The Secret Service, look at how they subdued Hinckley and got Reagan out of there. Look at the size and fitness of those men way back when Reagan was just president versus what we saw, the disgrace on Saturday. Ridiculous. They're an embarrassment. They're a laughingstock at this point. Not every person in the Secret Service, but the infrastructure of this is really, really lacking. And this is life and death.
You talk about it leading up through years now. We're talking, what was it, the Secret Service had 30% women on the force?
That's a goal.
Yeah. And we've often said, you talk about the Philadelphia police force lowering standards and the quality of work that they get. How much of the lowering standards contributed to what we saw out there?
Would you Google that too? I don't know if we know if it's secret or not, the standards for the Secret Service, like what do they have to do a mile in? What do they have to pick up? That woman that was Melissa McCarthy, I don't know if she could run a block. And they look awful awkward with their guns, even putting it back in their holster, etc. There's no way that that's who you want, the seriousness of this, given everything that's out there. And how in the world do you farm off to the cops there in the site to control that rooftop? And again, why did they not have enough cops to be at least on the rooftop of all those available spots? You know, and we always want to get away from conspiracy stuff. And the way to do that is simply to be competent. Then if something happens, it's random, what are you going to do? But this is not one of those. This is sheer incompetency. Where were the drones? Where were the helicopter to be hovering over those areas for security? And they have thermal imaging and all. Why didn't the sniper take the shot? Apparently, there are many stories indicating they had some sense of that. He didn't have to wait for the go-ahead. They should be doing it this week. You get tired of just all the delays that go into this. They're trying to move past this. And this is the Biden person who was the Biden detail before. He made her the head of Secret Service. Got to answer for that, too.
She's Pepsi's, security.
Yeah, she was a head of Pepsi.
Yeah.
My father, Dan, when he was a cop, the real cops called the cops that were like, I guess, security, Pepsi-Cola cops, meaning they were guarding the Pepsi-Cola that was outside of the supermarket. I know. That's what this woman reminds me of, a Pepsi-Cola cop. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you need to do is just push pound 1210.
Don't count on summer heat to melt away those extra pounds. That doesn't work. But here's something that does work, and that's NJ Diet. For over a decade, NJ Diet has helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair, saliva, and blood work, along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. No shots, no prepackaged meals, and no surgery. NJ Diet is fully supervised every step of the way to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations close by are available from anywhere with live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com. Lose the weight for good.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, it's Rich Zioli. I'm joined here today by my friend, the co-president and CEO of Cooper University Healthcare, the one and only Dr. Anthony Mazzarelli. Dr. Maz and I are here to tell you about our buddy, Dr. Mike Veneria. Not only is he my dentist, he's my family's dentist as well. And not sure if you knew this, he's Dr. Maz's dentist too.
That's right, Rich. Dr. Mike Veneria is and has been my dentist also. And doctors choosing doctors, that can be quite a selective process. And not only do I go to him, but for years, my sister and my niece and my nephew, the whole family goes.
Well, it's no secret. We're all delighted by the care that Dr. Mike Veneria and his award-winning team provide, and you need to check him out.
Whether you're looking for pediatric, general, cosmetic, implant dentistry, you don't need to look any further. Dr. Veneria's office does everything. Dr. Veneria's office also exceeds all CDC guidelines and has always maintained the strictest infection control, like their centralized UV sterilization of airflow, which is incredibly important to me.
Locations are right over the bridge in Cinnaminson and Woodbury. Your perfect smile's waiting. Call 856-786-2020 or visit veneriadental.com.
Do you have a property that you no longer want? Maybe you inherited the property. Maybe you're underwater in the property. Or maybe you're just a tired landlord, tired of dealing with tenants. Listen, I can buy those properties, and I'll buy those properties fast. I can close in 2 weeks. I buy properties cash. My name is Larry Steinhaus. Give me a call at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I will personally answer the call. You can also visit EasyOutRealEstate.com. This is Larry Steinhaus of Investor Schooling. Did you know we are having a full one-day event on August 17th? It's called the Money Hacks event. You want to come to this event and you will learn how to become your own bank, how to invest in real estate without any money. You will learn the stock market, and you will learn how to build credit for cash flowing assets, and so much more. It's a full day packed with information. Use the code 1210, that's 1210, to get a 50% discount on the ticket. Go to 4mmw.com, that's 4mmw.com, and register today.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
With a single cartridge,
I can get a sparrow with a bow and arrow.
I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on that?
Yes.
So can a rat.
Welcome in the Dom Giordano Show. So just looking at this, it says that, women are held to lower standards than men for physical fitness assessments. Now, I know there's more to being Secret Service than just physical fitness, but come on now. If you're 5'4", 5'5", a guy like Trump, 6'3", 6'2 and a half, shielding him, you're supposed to shield him with your body. You just can't do that. We've seen this play out. And not only that, when you get away from the best and the brightest and you start making exceptions to one thing or another, and you have a goal of 30% being women, then you're going to we played this out before, Dan. This was with the Pennsylvania State Police and the requirements they had to be a state cop and how these women's groups sued. So we did Huff, Puff, and Cuff at Andy's Diner with women who were able to pass and said, this is ridiculous that you definitely should have to pass what the men pass, and a state cop is different than being the Secret Service. It's supposed to be the pinnacle of protection for obvious. And what's shocking is they're supposed to be driven. They're supposed to be fanatical down to detail. Anybody listening right now think that this is fanatical, that you can allow a shooter to be in that zone in that manner? If there's not enough resources, they need more money to protect people running for office, then that should be done. But I don't think that's the case. The case is they went by the book, so to speak. Well, this is just a candidate for president. Dr. Jill Biden is the first lady in the line of order here, which isn't even constitutional. We need to protect her, and we'll give Trump seemingly the B team that day. A lot of them were not regulars. They're depending upon local law enforcement. This building was obviously a point in their prelim to this, and yet they couldn't control it. And what this does, two things. When there's nothing in society we can aspire to and go, you know what, this is the best. This is elite. These people don't screw up like this. That's one. And two, it opens up, well, it must be conspiratorial. They must have wanted it to happen. That starts to seep in. You go, oh, look at all these people pointing to the roof and no one's doing anything. Immediately, then all that seeps in to the calculation here. That's the story here. That's what Congress ought to drop everything for and start the investigation immediately. But Trump is taking exactly the right point. He's not going after the Secret Service. He's talking unity. He's talking, he's going to control this convention. You're not going to see people going wild in any speech because you know how that'll play. They'll use that to deflect from this moment. And at this moment, there is definitely no way Joe Biden can win. Now it's just a question of solidifying that and moving forward. Could there be an October surprise? Yeah, always. There could be an October surprise. But what possibly could be a surprise at this point after lawfare and after the things we've seen play out? All right, 855-839-1210. Apparently, there's going to be a House committee briefing with the Secret Service director. We'll see if any of those are in our sphere of influence and what they can come on and talk about. But this outfit, not answering questions over the weekend, has been roundly criticized. This is a broader issue. What in our society is still impeccable? Navy SEALs is about the only thing I can tell you off the top of my head where I go, we have ultimate confidence in them.
Green Berets.
Yeah, Green Berets.
Yeah, like all those special forces.
Yeah, the special. Well, the Green Berets, Dan, I think they've infiltrated with lowering standards. By the way, if you found out, I just wanted to.
What do we want? I got them all in front of me.
Yeah, do you have the physical fitness assessments, men versus women?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah, so an excellent. So age 20 to 29 is what I'm going to focus on for men versus women. So let's do push-ups first.
Well, wait a minute, Dan. First of all, there shouldn't be age variance. So if you're 30.
Oh, there's age variance, yep.
Yeah, if you're 30 and you can't do what a 25-year-old should do, I want the 25-year-old then.
All right, so how the U.S. Secret Service test works, Dom,
yes.
is they're supposed to achieve a certain level of points, and they're awarded a certain point value if they can have their physical fitness fall within a certain range.
Okay.
So focusing on push-ups for males, for 4 points, a man 20 to 29 has to do 55 push-ups, a female 40 push-ups. For a 0, well, I guess for a 1, so let's say if you want to get at least 1 point, you have to do 38 push-ups as a male, 20 push-ups as a female.
Right, okay.
Okay, do you want to do all sit-ups, chin-ups, or do you want to just go straight to the mile?
I want to hear the chin-ups.
You want to hear the chin-ups?
You know what? I would love
tough,
to
man. I can't do one.
I can't do one either. But when I go to the gym next time, I am going to make it I've made it a point before. It's a coordination thing, too. Give me the chin-ups.
So it doesn't matter your age for females for chin-ups. Anybody from 20 to 50. 1 point for 1, 2 points for 2, 3 points for 3, 4 points for 4.
Wow, it's a pretty low standard, I think, here, because you got to lift somebody like Trump.
For men, 20 to 29, very poor, so 0 points is 4.
Right.
Poor is 5 to 6 pull-ups. That's 2 points. 3 points. I'm sorry, 2 points is 7 to 8. 3 points, 9 to 10. 4 points, 11 pull-ups.
How about the mile?
Okay, a mile now is a mile and a half. So it confuzzles things a little bit because we always go by mile times.
Okay.
For men, poor, a 1 in that 20 to 29 range. Because I keep giving 20 to 29 because I'm assuming that's what most of the recruits are around that age, right? It's 12 minutes and 52 seconds for men. It's 15 minutes and 27 seconds for women.
That's just completely unacceptable, Dan. We got 1,000 guys listening right now probably eating a pizza while doing this and can do a mile and a half in 15:27, consuming most of a pizza. I'd love to line them up and do another, but that's ridiculous. Even the 12.52, that's good. It's not horrible, Dan, but...
so I've actually gotten it down to science that I walk an exact mile with my dog for her walks. I've mapped it out. Takes me 22 minutes at a brisk pace of walking my dog.
A mile?
Yeah.
You can only do in 22 minutes.
Yeah, well, I'm saying there and back. But if I'm saying if I can do a mile by walking slowly with a dog, I say brisk. I mean, it's mild walk with a dog. If I can do that in 21 minutes, I think I could probably run a mile in under 15.
Well, I do two miles in about 26.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a mile and a half, I certainly can do in 15:27. I mean, because that last half mile is slower.
If you want 4 points as a woman, it's 12:50. You think you could do that?
12:50
for
a mile and a half
score. If you want a full score on your mile for Secret Service recruitment.
Look, if pushed to do
and
it,
you're a female.
If pushed to do it to illustrate this, possible. Yes.
I feel like we have some kind of event.
Yeah, I think we have something we have to do. I want a guy.
I'm not running. I'm just putting that out there right now.
I want a guy eating a pizza to do it in 15:27. It's definitely doable. And eating the pizza, yeah. Thank you, Dan. Dan Time with Dom is next. We're coming to your calls. I mean, come on. 15:27. I need to hear from some female runners. 855-839-1210. Dan, how do you like that title, too? Huff, Puff, and Cuff is what we did in Andy's
It's a great
night.
title.
Yeah, it was great.
Almost as good as Politics and Pints.
Yeah, there you go. Politics and Pints. That's right. Nice segue. 1210 WPHT.com. Have you gotten your Don Trump Jr. tickets yet? All right, Dan Time with Dom is next. Oh, Dr. Bentz is next, really, first. I've told you for years about my friend, dentist, and board-certified prosthodontist extraordinaire, Dr. Robert Bentz and the Bentz Dental Group. He's known for helping you overcome fear and anxiety. Even if you don't have fear and anxiety, this is state-of-the-art. This is the best dentistry. Just simple things, the attention to detail. I had a permanent tooth put in a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And usually there's a whole process when you get it put in, and chomping down. None of that. Bang. And that's because of the expertise of Dr. Bentz, his staff, and also that 3D printer, the very best in technology. They have you covered at every level, something really severe, all the way down to just simple convenience and comfort and precision. That's what you want. That is the Bentz Dental Group difference. With Dr. Bentz, B-E-N-T-Z, go to BentzDentalGroup.com or call them for that appointment today, 610-272-6949. Tell them Dom G sent you, 610-272-6949.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, we are offering to qualified buyers a maximum discount of $13,176. This offer is good on all 2024 XC90s in stock, $13,176. Plus, the Cherry Hill Volvo 2024 model year sell down. Pricing and attention to detail here is not to be missed. Volvo should be on your shopping list now. This is the time to purchase from Cherry Hill Volvo.
If you're in the restaurant, hospitality, or casino business and you're not using a PDQ POS system, it's time to make the switch. PDQ POS will not only save you time, effort, and money, but it's the fastest, easiest, and most reliable POS available. That's why PDQ POS has been the top-rated restaurant management system for over 35 years. Whether you have a single location restaurant or thousands of locations, PDQ can help your business succeed. Visit pdqpos.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Inflation fears started in 2021. The warning signs were everywhere. But Senator Bob Casey ignored the warnings and sided with the liberals in Washington, voting for trillions in reckless, wasteful spending. And all that reckless spending made inflation worse, driving up prices on almost everything you buy. Now, Pennsylvania families are paying the price for Senator Casey's reckless spending. Our state's been hit the hardest by higher prices. With Senator Casey's reckless spending, grocery prices are up 25%. Rent, it's up 21%, and electricity's up 29%. Senator Casey helped create this mess. And now, Pennsylvania families are struggling to make ends meet. Call Senator Casey at 202-224-6324. Tell him to support S575, the Fight Inflation Through Balanced Budgets Act, and fight against inflationary government spending. Paid for by One Nation, onenationamerica.org.
Hey, Clementon. Yeah! We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
It's Dom's Money Melody.
It is not Dom's Money Melody. I just screwed up on myself. I guess I can't do this, Dom. Woo! Dan, time with Dom.
Yeah, you belong in the Secret Service, Dan. Nicely played.
Like I really am Fredo-ing today, huh?
Yeah, Fredo. Yeah. Fredo. Dan, time with Fredo.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
It's Dan time.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says.
With Dom.
All right, now I feel like I'm right on track there, Dom, but... So we saw what happened over the weekend, an absolutely horrific event play out. But Scott Pressler referenced something earlier, and he said that he's seen his registrations, they're flying off now, going even faster. And he mentioned a lot of young voters are now coming around to Trump. And I got proof right here, Dom. This comes from a comedy club in Tempe, Arizona. And I say that, I want to underline it because Arizona is a big state in this election, Dom. A swing state. And listen to the crowd reaction when you hear this comedian, Cam Patterson, make jokes. This is Saturday night, just after the assassination happened, Dom. Take a listen.
I see the president, well, the that's running, Trump. He got shot, dog. They shot him. This done been shot, done went to jail, he done scammed people. And this my uncle, who the hell, he's black, he's officially black now, bro, this is beautiful. They shot him, he was like, yeah, I'm having he was fine, he was doing like this and walked out with an American flag on him. Like this. He put one of these, like, I'm a real I'm out of here.
In the air.
That's hard, bro. I wasn't even finna vote, I'm voting now, dog, he got it. He won. I wasn't even finna vote. I had no skin in the game. I like that. I shot. He won. He had real ops. What the? Joe Biden's biggest op is the stairs. That's it.
All right. The joke's already being made about this, and you hear a crowd reaction. Sometimes comedy clubs, you'll get hecklers going back. Seems like everybody's on the same page with this, Dom, and I think it's further proof that This is going to be a landslide, man. A lot of people, they can't justify not voting for Trump after seeing what happened this weekend. A big, big event, Dom, but some great callers coming up and great guests. I got to get out of the way.
All right, coming up, a suggestion from a listener, Michael Astan, who's great at this. When Trump tonight should announce the VP pick. It makes perfect sense because Biden has a big interview tonight. And if he did it, like 15 seconds or so, time it into the Biden interview, it would be fascinating to see what happened. We're going to talk with one of the RNC chief strategic communications people, Tommy, and it's pronounced Pigat?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it's Pigat, who was there, right there near the stage or on stage with President Trump on Saturday night. And the image that is hard to imagine, you couldn't even stage an image like this, that was created by Trump when he was going off stage. And just what Trump is communicating now. But I'll tell you the exact time he ought to announce the VP and what it would do tonight. 855-839-1210. And Jim Worthington, the head of the Pennsylvania delegation, should be with us. He's one of the biggest Trump guys imaginable. He's on the floor of the convention. We'll take you to all that coming up on Talk Radio 1210.
This is Dr. Marianne Ritchie. Tune in to Your Radio Doctor every Saturday afternoon at 5 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT for the latest healthcare news and information, because your health is your wealth. That's Your Radio Doctor, Saturdays at 5.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Philadelphia? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Philadelphia for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. Philadelphia is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Philadelphia and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Your official home for Penn State football and basketball is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app. Listen to every Nittany Lions game on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
La 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 la. Oops.
Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill.
La 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 la.
Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk with somebody who was there near the stage or on the stage, Tommy Pigat, who is the Strategic Communications Director for the RNC here on the Dom Giordano Show. But when President Trump should release, and I might ask Tommy this, his VP choice is release it about 15 seconds into the interview tonight with Lester Holt and President Trump. That's when to release it. About 15 seconds in there. Let me ask Tommy Pigott, who was there with President Trump on Saturday, what he thinks about that. Hey, Tommy, welcome to the show. I'll give you a strategic question. How about releasing the VP choice 15 seconds into the Lester Holt interview tonight?
How about announcing it right now, Tommy?
Yeah.
Hey, I like the idea, but one of the great things about President Trump is that he's a great showman. He knows how to get news out there and get it out there fast, and he knows how to present that news in a way that Americans want to see. So I'm going to take his lead from when he wants to announce it, but I like that idea. Why not?
Sure. Can you imagine 15 seconds in? And look, I think Lester Holt, we remember with VP Harris, is a relatively tough interview for the mainstream media. Or I'll put it this way, he's not going to go in the tank like some on this with President Biden tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I expect it to be hard questions. I hope that there will be. I mean, there's a lot of questions that Americans want answers to. Our focus is going to be here at the convention, though, because we're really coming together as a Republican Party and as a country. We're coming together behind President Trump's message to make America great again. That's the message that's going to unite this country. That's the message that's going to save this country, that's going to turn around this country and really solve a lot of the problems that Americans are facing.
Let's talk, Tommy. Where were you when the president was struck on Saturday? Where were you positioned?
Well, in the rally, kind of a few steps away, in the rally itself. So I wasn't right up by the stage, but it's. I think we all saw the images and we all saw the video. We all saw how President Trump reacted. We all saw the clear mind he had and the character he showed. We all saw the signal he sent the world. And I was reading a recent interview that he had with the Washington Examiner, and he's asked, why did he stand up and why did he make that gesture to the crowd? Why did he pump his fist? And it was because he wanted to show everyone that he was okay, he said, and then also that America is moving forward and America is strong. And it's amazing to me that in that moment, President Trump's first thought was of the American people. And I think that's a clear testament to his character.
Well, Politico, Tommy, the business you and I are in, you more so maybe with imagery. Mine is more verbal. Politico, great piece, how Trump has turned vulnerability into power one image at a time. Talking about the mug shots, talking about lawfare, and then talking about being shot. These are vulnerable moments, but they turned into powerful moments.
I mean, that's very true, and I think that's part of President Trump. His clear of mind, that he was so clear of mind in that moment to say that I have to think of the American people. I have to send this message to the American people and the world. Of course, our prayers go out to the rally-goer who was killed and the family members who lost their loved one, and also those who were injured. And we thank God for the fact that the bullet missed. The God was clearly at work that day in the sense of being able to protect President Trump, and the clearness of mind that he had to signal to the world that America is strong, America will come together, America will unite. It was a clear message to everybody.
Yeah, some would say a pivot toward that, with the point of emphasis toward unity here rather than let's continue to just be on the attack here, the political warfare back and forth. And Tommy, as far as we hear, and you're there and you're in strategic communications, I think we're going to hear that hopefully from the speakers over the next 4 nights. Each night has a different make America safe again, wealthy again, that kind of thing. And that's a great way for the average person to consume the convention and actually come away with a point rather than just a gaggle of speeches.
Yeah, I think that those themes that we have for the convention are so important in terms of unifying this country. I mean, Make America Wealthy Again is about making sure that every American has the ability to achieve their American dream, making sure that America is secure again, making sure that you can walk down the street and feel safe, that our border is secure, making America strong again, leading to peace through strength. Those are fundamental principles that all Americans can get behind, and all Americans are getting behind. And then that last theme of Make America Great Again, that is the ultimate goal of this movement, the ultimate goal of our party, the ultimate goal of President Trump, the ultimate goal of all Americans is to make America great again. That's a uniting message. And there's clear solutions that President Trump has and will put forward and has put forward. There's 20 promises to the American people to make sure he delivers on that promise to make America wealthy again, secure again, and strong again.
Talk about that, Tommy. I don't know if you had a hand in that at any level, but it's very reminiscent of the contract with America, which I always thought was one of the most effective. I remember when Newt Gingrich delivered it. It took off big time, and it's populist, but it's also pretty blunt about illegal immigration.
It is, and I think one of the things within that platform is the idea that we need to put America first, and then part of that is securing our borders, that we need to make sure that we're prioritizing the American people, and I think that's something that all Americans want to see. And I think Americans, if you look at the polling as well, it's a unifying message to say that we should have a border that's secure, that we should have a border that our nation controls. There's lots of reports that say that the cartels are in control of parts of the border. That's obviously not something any American wants to see. So those 20 promises that President Trump has made to America are promises that will unite this country, that will make sure that people have more money in their pockets, feel safer in their cities, and that we're more secure when it comes to threats abroad. And that's exactly what Americans want to see, and Americans can get behind.
Absolutely. Well, Tommy, thank you. I'm very glad you're okay. The president's okay. And we hear now the VP announcement Fox is reporting will come in the 4 o'clock hour. But who knows with President Trump? Anything's possible here.
Yeah, I mean, President Trump will make that decision. And I'll just say real quick that any person he chooses to be his vice president nominee will be a partner in that effort to make America great again. And one of the great things about being a Republican is that we have success stories around the country of people who have delivered for their constituents and have delivered on the promises they've made. So I couldn't be more excited to hear who he picks and to officially nominate President Trump as the nominee of the Republican Party.
My producer has a question for you, Tommy.
Tommy, I don't know if you've gotten a look at the inside of how things are working, but as a strategic communications director, I'm curious how much a previous rhetoric, personality kind of played into the decision. Is this something that Trump's looking at? Because I look at Doug Burgum as someone who's very relatable to a suburban female audience, almost soft to a degree. Is that something that's being considered by the Trump campaign in the pick for VP?
Well, I don't want to get into any details in terms of what's behind the scenes and the exact thoughts that he may be thinking, but ultimately, President Trump is looking for that partner to make America great again, someone that will help him deliver on those promises, someone that will help him carry out his goals to turn this country around, to make sure that we're uniting this country. That's the ultimate goal of President Trump, and anyone that he picks is going to be a partner in that effort.
Thank you, Tommy. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me on.
Tommy Pigott here on Talk Radio 1210, who was there with the president out there in Pennsylvania during the attempted assassination. 4 o'clock hour. Rat! Come on now. Move it up a little bit here. Give us a break here. All right. So, Dan, and we'll ask, now that we know we're on the cusp of it, put all things into together. Not who you, let's have a little bit of fun with this, not who you want, but who you predict it's going to be. What do you say, Dan?
If I didn't have all the evidence of what we're seeing with the Secret Service vehicles and all this, then I'd say I think Burgum after what we saw over the weekend. But now, because of what we're seeing with the vehicles, I got to go with Vance.
I'll say here's the evidence. J.D. Vance is incredibly smart. I don't think he would have been tweeting out something when he got the vibe from Trump about unity and all that, even though the tweet he put out that's making news is correct.
Or is the tweet the thing that sent Trump over the ledge to select Vance? Where no one else was saying what Vance said. Vance is the one that goes viral saying it. Then he's like, you know what? This is the guy I want. That's the final straw. Vance is my guy.
I think it's more in concert on the Ixnay, with Don Trump Jr. on the back channels, who's the biggest architect of this.
Because you often hear stories about Vince McMahon only paying attention to those who have the chutzpah to grab the brass, to go for it, to actually go for it all. And Vance was really the biggest name to actually speak out with some kind of vigor about the rhetoric coming out of the left. And Trump, I don't think he's in the position to be able to do that. And the fact that Vance took the initiative to do it on himself, I think that's a big sign to Trump. Like, this is the guy that I want on my side here.
I'm more thinking he knew it, and that's why he went for it. Okay, but you're right. I'm going with Vance, too. I'm saying it'll be Vance at 4 o'clock, 855-839-1210. Number of sources now, Fox reporting Rubio, not the Trump VP pick. All right, so why not Rubio? Well, not Rubio because I don't think Trump trusts him fully. There's been a lot of history there. And maybe the polling didn't indicate that he's going to move the needle with Latinos too much. I don't think it's going to be Youngkin at this point, and the reason is I think Trump thinks he's got a winning hand after Saturday.
Why the rush?
Why the ruch to announce at 4 o'clock?
Yeah, like
Okay,
I've been listening. I'm complete opposite mindset. I think you should do it on Friday. Oh, like do it late, like even after everything. Like because my whole thing is you have a 24/7 news cycle right now that is lapping up the fact that you were just there was an attempt on your life. There is so much sympathy for you. If you choose Vance, the narrative is now going to become, what did Vance say in the past about abortion? And that's going to dissipate quickly, and the rest of the convention is going to be talking heads defending the pick of Vance rather than speaking of the ridiculous nature of the Democratic rhetoric that led to an attempt on the former president's life. So wait until the latest you can and get as much media on this as you can.
You can't do it on Friday because technically, all these I hear what you're saying, they have to vote on the nominee. Technically, even though they're going to go with what the president says.
But do it Thursday night.
That's what the presidency. Okay, I hear you. All right. Be harder to keep it under wraps. So we both think it's going to be, and Fox thinks it's going to be Burgum or J.D. Vance. I don't think I'll get one caller saying, I need Burgum. Dan would be there, though. Dan is right that there's some baggage with J.D. Vance, but Dan, am I being too self-serving?
Oh, here's another big thing from Margaret on YouTube. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point.
I'm being self-serving because our special guest, Politics and Pints, on July 30th, Don Trump Jr. is the architect of J.D. Vance.
If it was me, it would be sort of like, let's call it, I think I can say it because it's my dad, but would it be called assassinating proof the president, right?
So Margaret
way
says,
different now. That was last week, by the way.
Yeah. What does she say?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Margaret, she says J.D. Vance was also the one who put together the GoFundMe for the deceased fire chief.
Okay.
I mean,
good move.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So we both think it's going to be J.D. Vance. 855-839-1210. Yeah, I don't need a Doug Burgum. I understand J.D. Vance brings some difficulties with him. But, Dan, one of the things with Trump puts a lot of value is who's good on TV. He's excellent on TV. He flicks these people away. I'm not as concerned about the suburbs now, but will this be a deflection away from Trump surviving this? That's where the media is going to go. If it is J.D. Vance, they're really going to go after him. Abortion will be what they go after. That's what you're going to see over the next 24 hours. All right, before we get to all that and your calls, it is time for...
It's Dom's Money Melody.
All the money gone.
All right. Inside Dan's mind, the twists and turns on a day like this. Dan, what do you have today?
It's not too twisty or turny, Dom. I just wanted to pay a tribute to a local legend, Dom. Someone that is very, very still around, like just in memory of just a fantastic music scene here in Philadelphia. The name that's on top of it. I'm going to play a cover by them, and the reason why I bring them up is 1989, a band called Simply Red went #1 with a cover of one of their tunes. They hit the charts back in 1973 with the song. Simply Red then did it in 1989 on Today. But Dom, I'm doing a different cover by this band. I want to know who it is that comes from Philadelphia. The name of the band, take a listen, covering Harry Nilsson here.
Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word you're saying. Only the echoes of my mind.
All right. All right, hit us with that. You're off to the battleship.
One more clue, Dom?
Yes.
If you've been listening to the entire show today, I actually played this band at some point earlier in the show, bumping back from a break.
Very good. All right, Fox also reporting something else on the VP race that's important. I'll give you that coming up, and we'll get your guesses on today's Money Melody to go off to the Battleship, New Jersey. All that on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I get those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
The federal judge overseeing Donald Trump's classified documents case in Florida dismisses the charges, finding the special counsel unauthorized to prosecute. The Secret Service is not changing its security plan at the RNC despite Saturday's assassination attempt. And today in Philly, the final city employees return to full-time in-person work.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Summer is here, which means pool days, beach trips, and yeah, you guessed it, traffic jams. Oh yeah, and heat waves. Don't let summer catch you by surprise. Get the local news you need, no matter what you're up to, with the free Odyssey app. And never miss a beat with alerts on breaking stories sent directly to your phone. Listen today on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
It's Dom's Money Melody.
Where has all the money gone?
Show me the money.
That's right. Let's hear the clue again, Dan.
Everybody's talking and I can't hear a word saying. Only the echoes of my mind.
All right, let's go to Tony in Philly. Tony, what's your answer today?
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Very nice, Tony. I'll put you on hold. You're the winner. You're headed off to the Battleship, New Jersey. All right. One other thing here with this VP choice. Fox reported a little while ago that not Marco Rubio, now they're reporting sources telling them that Doug Burgum was told he is not the VP choice. Now, you know, this idea that Trump is really going to go outside the box and choose something startling, I don't see it when it comes to something like this. He chose Mike Pence the last time around. Why? Reaching out, well, in 2016 he did. Christian evangelicals. Needed them excited, need that to put them over the top. And that was delivered on. With this, I thought the play, but God knows in the last 24, 48 hours, was suburban voters. Still, that was the last area This now is maybe illustrating the Trump point of two things. One, somebody who does great on TV. And for my money, J.D. Vance does that. And somebody that is going to get and actually believe in MAGA and MAGA policies and move them forward. I know the backstory of J.D. Vance. He was critical of Trump before. And then there's the factor of Don Trump Jr. vouching for this. So I'll be surprised if we hear in the 4 o'clock hour that it's not J.D. Vance, it's somebody else. I just don't see something else happening there that would turn there. Dan, you still in agreement? So Burgum, they're reporting pretty reliably, told he is not the choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling at
He'll
this
be
point.
Secretary of Energy, something like that, with a bigger portfolio maybe. All right, and I think
Feels like an NFL draft day, and we already know the number one pick at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a sure, well, not a sure thing, but close to it that it's going to be
Yeah,
Vance.
it is. And look, J.D. Vance, brilliant guy, very good on TV, all the things I gave you, the upsides. And you can say, well, Dom, none of this matters at this point. It's taken away a lot of significance. We don't know that yet. On paper, given all that's happening, the debate, and then Trump, and this moment in history, you got to think Biden is cooked at this point. Now, he's on with Lester Holt tonight, and again, as far as it goes with the mainstream media, Holt has had his moments pushing back on candidates. Remember with Kamala Harris, pretty famous interview. He did push back very effectively. I think he will with Biden tonight on the NBC show. And Trump preempting, I thought he would preempt closer to it, taking some of the steam out of that by apparently going to announce in the 4 o'clock hour who the VP pick is. It's not over. None of this is over. Now we're looking at not only winning, but winning too big to rig and all the things we've talked about. That's what it's about. Don't feel, oh, this is over. Let's start the celebration. It's not over till you win. And that's the last thing you want is to feel, you should feel confident at this point. Every sign you can possibly predict. I mean, the documents case today, the judge in the documents case, which by most reasonable accounts is the strongest case against Trump, saying, no, unconstitutional. The Senate never confirmed Jack Smith as the, Dan, you know what that means too, though? That calls into contention. The Senate never confirmed him then, I believe, also in the January 6th case. Got to look that up, but I believe that's a case. That means, based on this judge, it's going to be appealed, but you'll have a little bit of pushback on that. This guy's illegitimate, shouldn't be doing the January 6th case either. So all the signs are pointing forward here, without a doubt. But Fox News reporting now that both Burgum and Rubio told they're not the VP pick. And that leads us to believe it's J.D. Vance, although...
Could be Byron Donald still.
Yeah, I don't see any of this outside the box. The security detail with J.D. Vance going to Milwaukee is a bit of a tell, too.
There's a tweet from someone who's not really, I think it's just an anonymous person on Twitter, but it went super viral.
Right.
That suggested that it would be someone that nobody's talking about.
You know, people still want to go with this stuff, Dan. And look, am I right so far with Joe Biden that he is the nominee? Yes. How many people constantly, smarter than the room, stuff, oh, that's it, it's over, he's out. I know it's not over yet fully, but he's still in there.
It's just the media easy way. It's like taking the field if you're making a bet. It's like, yeah it's just I'm going to take the field. Someone they haven't announced yet. Yep, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, and they miss the point that Trump, when he wants to be, is as calculating and as ruthlessly disciplined as you possibly need when it gets right down to it in stuff like this. Why did he choose Mike Pence? I mean, Pence and Trump together. Come on, there's no way. Newt Gingrich put it best. He was interviewed to BP, and he said to Trump, come on now. You're interviewing me. We're both pirates, and we know it. Pick Pence. You need the Christians. And that's exactly what he did. All right, Robert in Ben Salem is in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Robert, afternoon.
Hey, Dom, Dan, it's good to talk to you guys. Crazy weekend. But while I was reading through the stories immediately after, I picked up something on the Fox News app that said that Joe Biden was coming out of the St. Edmund's Catholic Church 5 minutes after the shooting. So I need to ask you, Dom, as a Catholic, do they often have Mass on Saturdays?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's true. Yeah, it's true. He usually goes to Saturday Mass, and 5 o'clock is a sweet spot for Catholic Masses, yeah, at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad I know you, so I can ask you these things, because I'm picturing Michael Corleone at the baptism with all the family business being taken care of. What a narrative that would have been. You know what I mean?
I could go and watch that scene when the guy comes up and whispers to him in that. It's so silly. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he put on a black hat when he walked out of the church, and I'm thinking, wow, is this like the Vatican with the vote, with the black smoke, white smoke? I don't know, man. It's just so nuts. But I told Gary yesterday, and as you know, I'm not a religious person at all, but a lot of the fine listeners on this show are. And I would ask them, and you, the next time you're talking to Guy, could you please tell him that Robert from Ben Salem said thank you? And I really mean that. I'm serious.
I hear you. Well, I'd recommend to you, though, you're so self-educated. Great book. I've talked about this earlier on, Robert. Michael Medved's book, God's Hand on America. And a lot of our destiny as a nation, with presidents particularly, there are a lot of weird things that saved us. Roosevelt was not assassinated. It was the mayor of Chicago. Roosevelt did not pick Henry Wallace, who was a communist, to be the VP the next time around. And on and on and on it goes in that book. But Trump, by a quarter of an inch to a half inch, surviving the incompetency of the Secret Service is amazing.
I agree. Absolutely agree. I want to go a little bit way outside the box, I think, on my side answer, okay?
Sure.
I don't expect it to win because it's too recent. But there are thousands of young men and women out there who will be voting Republican for the rest of their lives. And if they call in for this question 10 years from now, they'll say that what moved them was Trump putting his fist up with blood on his face. He became an official badass, even in my jaded view. Okay, so there was a lot of good that came out of this, thank goodness. But I'm going to stick with that. The future generation will be inspired by the raising of that fist.
Thank you,
guys
Robert.
have a great day.
Thank you, Dan. That guy packed so much into every call. But I really recommend that Michael Medved book to you, God's Hand on America. It's not overly God, but it takes the odds and says, you know, there is, the belief the exceptional nation and how things could have turned differently except for all these near misses. I mean, if you had Henry Wallace as president, my God, versus Harry Truman, we really lucked into a great president with Truman. Yes, Dan.
Just pulled up the Polymarket Live VP odds.
Yes.
J.D. Vance now 67%. This is live. It moves. Vivek, 12%. Robert Kennedy comes in at third with 8%, Dom.
To that point, two Robert Kennedy points. One, the shamefulness. And do you know who Biden is a big admirer of? RFK. He's got the bust of RFK right behind him all the time.
If you want to preach a message of unity, why not add a Democrat to your campaign?
Well, no, I meant why not? But with Trump, you're right. But why not give him a Secret Service protection?
100%.
It's only right. It's generous. It's the right thing to do. And to your point, there were ruffles over the weekend, and Trump is probably doing this. Would he offer RFK Jr. a spot in the cabinet? Now, you know, this is a guy a little bit hard to keep under control in a cabinet position. Can you imagine? They once said about Teddy Roosevelt when he was the undersecretary of the Navy, I think it was, Dan, before he became the trail to president. The Secretary of the Navy said, yeah, I don't go to the bathroom much. I wonder what this guy might do during that time. So what cabinet position would you give RFK Jr.? Oh, my God. The vaccine role or something?
Secretary of Health?
Secretary of Health. Oh, my God. Just picture what that'd be like. I don't know that RFK would go for it, Junior, but he's floundering the campaign.
Who heads the CIA? Oh, wait, that's an individual entity. Never
no, you can't make him the head of the CIA. Oh, my God. Oh, goodness. Oh, my God. Trump might offer something like that, though.
Yeah, so Vance now 68, Vivek 10%, Robert 7%, Ben Carson 5%, Tim Scott 3%, Nikki Haley 2%, Sarah Huckabee Sanders 2%.
Yeah, he's not going to look.
Rubio and Burgum fall off.
He's giving Nikki Haley a speech. That's the right thing. It's unifying. He's not giving her the VP choice, so relax on that. I don't think it's going to be Glenn Youngkin.
Sorry, Youngkin's up there as well. I apologize.
How much? What's he
17%.
Yeah. No. I think this moment has turned Trump to believe he's going to win, and he's going with J.D. Vance to govern. That's where we're going to go. All right, 855-839-1210. You jump on board. Jim Worthington next from the convention.
Yep.
He is the head of the Pennsylvania delegation.
He said he's on fire. See you at 1:30.
Yeah, he is the all-time Trumpist. He's the guy that heads up the NAC, the Newtown Athletic Club out there with 10,000 members.
He sent me, am on roll, call at 1:30. I read that as, I'm on a roll, call me at 1:30. But is he saying he's on a roll call at 1:30?
No, I don't think so. All right, so he's.
I'll call him to clarify.
It's 2:30 now, so what are we talking
Well, no,
about?
but it's 1:30 out there in
1:30
Milwaukee.
Central Time.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we always have to,
So I'm on a roll, call at 1:30, or you're on a roll
All right,
call?
and we're on a roll, too, with the ticket stand for Don Trump Jr., who might be the quarterback of the VP choice. Get your tickets. Our big event, if you haven't heard, July 30th with Don Trump Jr. Oh, my goodness, what will we talk about? An hour and 15 minutes, too. Go to 1210WPHT.com. One branch of tickets, you get your seat, and you get the Letters with Trump book, which is just a giant coffee table, really encyclopedia of what Trump has been about. 855-839-1210. That's how you get in.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
We're stuck in a hot, stinky pattern. It will go to 98 today, 99, maybe 100 tomorrow. Only 96 on Wednesday, but storms should hit, allowing us to drop back into the 80s and less humidity on Wednesday.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Don't count on summer heat to melt away those extra pounds. That doesn't work. But here's something that does work, and that's NJ Diet. For over a decade, NJ Diet has helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair, saliva, and blood work, along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. No shots, no prepackaged meals, and no surgery. NJ Diet is fully supervised every step of the way to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations close by are available from anywhere with live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com. Lose the weight for good.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Turn off the financial news and turn on a great retirement. Find out how with Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hi, everyone. Matt here from Emmons Roofing and Siding. There are a lot of companies out there that say they do roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Some good, some not so good. Be careful of those that say buy 2, get 2 free. Does that really make sense? Think about it. At Emmons, we don't offer gimmicks, just quality products installed by our experienced craftsmen. We do offer 12-month same as cash financing, though. That's not a gimmick. That's because we know how tough it is is for some people right now to get these projects done. If you need roofing, siding, or windows and doors, call us for a free estimate today at 856-885-6677 or visit us at callemmons.com.
There's nothing quite like local. Local is your weekly farmer's market or homemade strawberry ice cream. It's live music on the corner, yoga in the park, and a chance to try something new. That's why AARP is local, right here in our community, offering free events and enriching experiences that can help with finances, family, and fun. Join AARP Philadelphia on July 25th for a virtual tour of the Renoir and Women exhibit at the Barnes Foundation. Learn more at aarp.org/local.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-250-7807. 800-250-7807. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-250-7807.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
Into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn.
All right, welcome in, everyone. Dom Giordano's show. So we played you at the beginning today, Martha Raddatz, talking about the violent rhetoric on the side of Trump, how everything is even more, she seemed to quarterback it on that side than on the left. Preposterous. Here is CNN's Jamie Gangel. This was almost immediately after President Trump came up saying, fight, fight, fight. CNN cut 11. Here's what she said.
I do want to say there was one thing that when I watched the tape, I found odd because of all of the heated rhetoric. And that is that after he was hit, former President Trump got up and said, fight, fight, fight. I think what we're hearing from people is that's not the message that we want to be sending right now. We want to tamp it down.
Fight, fight, fight is perfectly the perfect message here. Not bloodshed, not any of that. Fight to win on this, fight for America. And what Trump has done since Saturday is talk to unity. But more importantly, when he talks about they come after me because they cannot get at you. They want to stop you. They have to stop me. You talk about taking one for the team. It's remarkable on this, the amount, however you feel about this overall, the amount of suffering, the amount of attack here is unprecedented. And it then leads us right into, not that I'm in the camp that says every time we have one of these deranged people do something, that we can tell politicians, you better not say this, you better not say that. But if we ever can say it as a broad statement, the big difference here, media, is so obvious. No matter how pointed the attack is, how personal it gets between Biden and Trump or in any campaign, the line is crossed when you're going to this notion, and some of them actually believe it. Bill Barr over the weekend said, look, Trump and I don't get along, but he endorsed his policies, and he said, we've already had one term of Trump. Don't you think you would see during that term a tendency, Hitlerian, to suddenly try to upturn the Constitution, stop the process, etc.? So when you go Hitler, that's why we don't allow it in any of these. It's ridiculous. You're losing, citing Hitler, going down that path. There is no Hitler. The immunity of the Supreme Court did not bring us Hitler. You're not going to have Hitler in a second administration. It's ridiculous. But when you do that, if there was ever a time when I would endorse the idea, the logical outcome is any means necessary, you have to stop Hitler. Do I think, Dan, this 20-year-old shooter was into that mode, I must stop Hitler? I would just say it's ridiculous on either side to take these deranged people who should have been stopped, obviously, and ascribe to that. But this is proof that it's a separate category. Stay away from it. Don't engage in it. And you've been talking all show about, by next week or by the weekend, they're going to get back to calling him Hitler again.
Yep.
They can't refrain from it. They got nothing else. They're not original thinkers. They can't point out, well, here's why Trump is different, Dom, and I think we ought to be wary of him. They immediately have to go Hitler. You go Hitler, and you're asking for outcomes like this.
Just to take people behind the scenes, when we do a side question, even if we do who's the most evil human in
Yes,
the history,
we just don't do it.
If someone calls him Hitler, we're like, no, we're not going to touch that name. There's no way.
Right. No Bible answer, no Trump answer, no Hitler answer. Why? Because it's stacking the deck, and because Hitler is inappropriate. You can't talk about it like anything else. So that means you can't be ascribing it. You would be able to make a better case. Here's the other evidence that Bill Barr was talking about. You want to make this case. In 2016, before Trump took office, the country might end. As ludicrous as that would be, you would have a fresh canvas to paint on. We've already seen 4 years. Why didn't Trump do it then? Why didn't we see Hitler then? They're going to continue to go down that path. The Youngkin stuff is still out there, Dan. I'm not seeing any report from Fox saying that Youngkin is told he will not be the VP choice, but I'm still in the camp, and you are too, that it's J.D. Vance that we're seeing play out here. I still think Youngkin would be a great choice, but we've seen a shifting of stuff. I think Trump was thinking about Burgum there for quite a while. He likes him personally. God knows the connection. He's been told no, and so is Rubio. All right. And the Virginia delegation won't give Fox a quote that, there's anything here that's a little bit different by choosing J.D. Vance. It's going to be Vance. Let's take a couple more quickly here, though. Let's go to Lenny in Pittman. All right, Lenny, what's that event that you remember in real time?
It has to be the moon landing, Dom. That was extraordinary.
Absolutely. Good one, Lenny. Thank you. Let's go to Jim in Boyertown. Jim, what's yours?
Hey, Dom. My answer is somewhat in sync with how the Secret Service planning failed on Saturday with President Trump. I was only 12 years old back in November '63, and I can still vividly remember seeing it on live TV when with the absolute carelessness of law enforcement was super evident when Lee Harvey Oswald was killed.
Yeah, and the point that I would make, Jim, to your point, and I agree with you, that was local law enforcement that we saw obviously overmatched. When we're dealing with the Secret Service, though, they're supposed to be a cut above everything. It's bad enough what local law enforcement did there. Yeah, exactly right. Thank you. Thanks, Jim, very much. Let's go to Gary in Newtown. Gary, what's yours?
Hey, Dom, I'm going to agree with you. I would rather go with Youngkin than Vance because I would rather go with 10 more points or 17 more electoral votes and take a chance and bring Virginia into the camp. I'm with you.
Okay. Thank you, Gary. So what's your moment? What's that big-time moment?
My big-time moment was I was on the train from from 30th Street Station to Union Station in D.C. on September 11th, 2001.
Yeah.
And everybody's phone was lighting up about about Baltimore. And by the time we got to Union Station, when I got off the train, we had already known that two of the buildings had been hit. And when you got off, you could see the smoke coming from the Pentagon on the platform.
Wow. Absolutely, Gary. Boy, that's big. Damn, mine was one on that day to get the call. Got to come in, cover this. Got the call around 8:20 or so, 8:15. I think I was on the air by 10 of 9, something like that. I would like to go back and see that. And 2, when I get home, Dr. Laura talking with DJ. Give me that phone. I know you say it doesn't sound like me. Dr. Laura believed it. Wanted to know if I was okay because the plane went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. You know, I'm nowhere near it, but it was awfully nice of her, Dan. And DJ's just gone back and forth with her. Like, what the heck is going on here? All right, lightning round next. Don't forget, Rich is coming from the convention all this week. And I have the breaking news, too, around the VP choice. We think in the 4 o'clock hour, Trump releases it. You got the Biden-Lester Holt interview tonight. It preempts that. Calls at 855-839-1210.
Join Team Kale and Company once again this year for the Bend to Shore Bike Tour on Sunday, July 21st. From Philly to Atlantic City, you can do the ride or just donate to support the cause. Visit bendtoshore.org. That's shore.org. Let's show everyone how WPHT and Odyssey supports law enforcement. Bend to Shore is organized by Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation. FBBCF provides financial relief for the families of fallen and injured first responders and supports the Police Youth Alliance, which fosters a positive relationship between police and youth. Sponsored by Gelman Law. Need a criminal defense attorney or personal injury? Visit GelmanLawFirm.com.
Living with Lyme, a condition that you may have and not even know it. John DeMasi here, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Yes, you may be living with Lyme, even if you've had some kind of treatment. Dr. Molly Fantasia and the healthcare team at Innovative Medical Associates have dealt with this condition and have helped hundreds over the years live successfully with Lyme, mainly through the use of medical hydration. They've been able to reduce many of the symptoms associated with Lyme and allow their patients a better quality of life.
I want to get you through your initial challenge, working alongside with my physicians, and then get you to a place where we are looking at maintaining your immune system, maintaining your quality of life.
If you suspect you or someone you know has Lyme disease, visit innovativemedicalassociates.com on the web to schedule a free initial consultation or call 856-489-0505.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Don't go through life ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals, and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there. investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Yo, Roy is Ford. We know your favorite station is 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
All right, we're coming to you on the lightning round here. Just two thoughts from today. One, Morning Joe taken off the air this morning. They couldn't trust it. What a day. And Scott Presler, who was there, President Trump on Saturday, reporting today in Bucks County, they have now a lead of only 112 Democrats over Republicans. That means next Monday at around noon, it ends. It will be red, and he thinks Luzerne County and swing counties like that are going red. Pennsylvania could put Trump over the top. All right, let's take a couple more here. Bill in Bucks County, Talk Radio 1210. All right, Bill, what's yours?
Yeah, greetings from Bucks County. And I know you guys are great fans of Shakespeare, so my event is Much Ado About Nothing. It was December 31st, 1999. I had to work that night, and Y2K, with all its dire predictions, failed.
Absolutely. I was in the meeting then, Dan. I was just transitioning over to 1210 from WWDB with the program director who was refusing to be out at the station that night, even though CBS ordered him to on it. He was right. There wasn't any big. But, Dan, the turmoil, planes falling out of the sky, all that stuff.
Did you buy in? Did you think something bad was going to happen?
I thought something, I'm always the anti-conspiracy, something relatively glitchy, but not that.
Okay.
All right. Oh, dang. The Earl of Tacony going there. Earl, not sure about your answer today. We're kind of on the cusp of banning this one, but go ahead.
Well, a couple things. First off, I think Robert's reading my Twitter feed because I thought about Michael Corleone, the first thing. When they said he came out of church, it's like assassination church? Oh, no, really? Second, you mentioned Michael Medved. I used to call his show all the time, and we always used to talk about Hitler. Now, granted, he was a historian, and I have a historical background, so we would have nice, intelligent conversations without the rabid, he's just Hitler, end of sentence, discussions that people have, which they do because they don't understand their history. But I remember for my answer. I was off, and we always used to watch ABC News, Channel 6.
Right.
And I remember watching it when it happened, and maybe it's the Mandela effect, but I remember Bud Dwyer, the press conference, where he goes and he's rambling on. He pulls out the gun out of the envelope. People are freaking out, don't know what to do. And I remember that it was happened so quickly, he shot himself, and then the people jumped him before they cut it out. Now, people say that they didn't show the scene on the air, but for some reason, I seem to remember it happening, but it happened so quick. It's not like it was gory and gross. It was just one of those things where just big boom popped down, and that's it, and then they cut it off.
All right, thank you, Earl. Dan, I just future we didn't stipulate that, but we don't take five. The Budweiser thing, I don't know what about
tired
it.
at this point.
It's All right, so give me some contenders today, Dan.
Well, one we left out there that I think we both left out for a good reason because we wanted to hear a personal take on it. 9/11, and Gary had a great story of coming out of the train station, seeing the plumes of smoke come from the Pentagon. Lenny with the moon landing, Robert with the very recent Trump holding up his fist is what 10 years from now they'll be answering this question with, and Bo in Levittown with the opening of the vet. I'm leaning towards Gary, though.
Gary's was very good today. Gary of Newtown goes into the hat. Now, Rich is coming up next, and tomorrow, too. I know once they're settled in on a Monday, we'll probably devote some of the time, maybe not to that, the lightning round's the last. The one before that, though, get an update from him right from the convention, Rich Zioli in the center of it, and it appears on his watch that President Trump is going to make the VP announcement, probably coming to the floor, Fox reporting during the 4 o'clock hour. And we believe, we're on record, it's J.D. Vance. All right, so we'll see. We'll be listening, and we'll say, I told you so. Now, if it's not J.D. Vance, well, tomorrow we'll skip it. No, just kidding. And don't forget, get your tickets. Donald Trump Jr. coming here with me on July 30th at the Scottish Rite. Great spot. Go to 1210WPHT.com. 1210WPHT.com. Thanks to Dan and Jim for producing today. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Inflation has taken our economy by storm. According to government statistics, since 2021, the average investor paid over $11,000 extra per year. Political unrest and supply chain issues continue to push the prices of goods and services higher, forcing 40% of retirees to return to the workforce, according to a study by Atticus Law Firm. That's why the team at Crash Proof Retirement tailors each and every Crash Proof Retirement system with guaranteed inflation fighters that can increase your income up to 35% to cover rising costs without depleting your nest egg. Discover how our proprietary inflation fighters can protect your retirement lifestyle, documented in a legally binding, recorded financial meeting. Schedule an appointment or register for the next Crash Proof Retirement educational event at Downingtown Country Club on Tuesday, July 23rd. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Comedian Joe Conklin.
Joel Embiid is excited. The process marches on. Paul George, welcome to Philadelphia. Morris, hallelujah.
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at Archbishop Wood High School in Warminster, PA, Saturday, September 28th. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com.
The Sixers will prevail. Oh, baby!
joeconklin.com.
Explore the power of the 2024 Wrangler 4XE and 2024 Grand Cherokee 4XE at Tri-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get financing as low as 2.9% for up to 84 months. Plus, with Tri-County for Life, your engine, parts, and service are guaranteed for life. Enjoy free PA inspections and much more. We're easy to find off the Limerick exit at 422. Visit TriCountyAuto.net today for more details and experience the Tri-County difference.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Philadelphia? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Philadelphia for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. Philadelphia is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Philadelphia and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Smokey the Bear.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right in my